That was some music, and this is Nightrain Radio. You're with Jay and Lenny. How are you guys? Lenny, how are you, my friend?
I am very, very well. This is becoming a habit, but you would not believe it. I've had very little sleep, and I'm a little bit dusty, but I'm fucking coming good again, as I always do.
That's because we record every Saturday, dude, and Saturdays are not a good day for you.
They're a great day for me. Friday nights are better, though.
Oh, if amphetamines are involved.
There's a couple of those.
How's your week been, mate? How's your fortnight been? I haven't seen you for a couple of weeks.
It's been 2 weeks. It's been good. Just been working, doing what everyone else is doing at the moment because we can't fucking go anywhere.
Can't do anything, man.
Can't do any of the
gigs.
fun stuff.
I'm sick of the no gigs, or very, very seldom gigs. Although Jay Wally played a show last night at the...
Played a sold-out show at the small ballroom.
Yeah, with
our friend Dal, past
Dal,
guest.
yeah. Well, both Jay and Dal have been on Nightrain Radio and TV.
In one form or another, yes.
Yeah. So, we didn't go, but hopefully it was fucking good.
Well, we couldn't go. It was sold out. They're too good.
It was sold out, and we didn't get any free tickets, unfortunately.
And how have you been, mate? As I said, we had a bit of a suicide update last episode. It's been a month now. How are you? Still alive? That's good.
I'm still alive, man. I'm still alive. I don't know. I might get there one day. I haven't tried recently.
Plenty of people support you, mate, so we think you can. We believe in you.
I don't know. My wife tells me I can do anything I want, so, you know.
And I believe you can.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, look.
Our guest is that sound out was our guest waving down a beer. You want to introduce who our guest is?
Look, I want to give a couple of clues first of all. Night Train overall is a music based show. You know, as you know, we always talk to musical guests or thereabouts sort of thing. But today's a little bit different. Today, you know what, we might introduce this guest with a song.
Please do.
What do you reckon? And I think our listeners should know this fucking song. If they don't, then they're not true fans, man. Simple as that.
Playing hard, playing tough, just playing good. It's not good enough. We're gonna show you what league's all about. If there's a lesson to be learned, we're handing it out. This game is our game. This town is our town. Turn the heat up and listen to the crowd.
Please welcome to Marathon Stadium, your Newcastle Knights! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Robbie O'Davis to Nightrain Radio.
Well, I thought that was going to be the Fest song from Radiators there for a sec, but all give me a head. But you pull up the Night song. How good is that?
Does it still fire you up? It fires me up for a podcast.
Mate, well, the three friggin' punches was put on your chin in that 12 seconds. Yeah, it did, yes.
I saw a bit of shadow boxing. It was some of the best dancing I've seen in a long time.
Knocking them amphetamines out of you, brother.
Fucking good luck.
Robbie, mate, thanks for coming on Nightrain Radio. Sorry, it's an absolute honour, man. I've been a fan of yours since I was a little boy, watching you at Marathon Stadium, running up and down, scoring tries. It's an absolute honour having you here, man. It's incredible for me.
Mate,
it really is.
I pretty much when I walked in, you gave me a little bit tickle on the nuts. I thought, well, this guy literally just does like me.
Mate, I would not take that as pride. He does that to everybody.
Oh, yes, okay.
I've been doing that for years, but now in the Me Too movement era, it's kind of tricky to get away with.
It's a lot harder. It's a lot harder to tickle balls than it used to be.
Yeah, man. And all I'm trying to do is say g'day.
Mate, my bags are packed. It's like I'm going on holidays. Yeah, need to empty those things.
Anyway, mate, so, buddy, how you been? The whole COVID thing, the lockdown thing. How you keeping?
Alcohol levels at its peak, you can imagine. Mate, obviously, I run a boot camp business, so I try to keep lean and keep people mean and all that sort of stuff at the same time. But
which Jay and I might need to take advantage of sometime soon.
No, mate, some people you just can't help. But, mate, it's been good. It's been really good for us, actually, because as a dad and a really, I think, a lovable and a good dad, I've... had time to learn about my family, as we all have. So if you've got a lot of kids and a loving wife, one day she will be.
Loving or a wife?
Yeah, you're both. I'm only third now. So we won't talk about the other ones. But listen, I'll just learn about my family and being locked in this sort of situation where you have to TikTok a lot. And you have to...
Not if you're a Knights player.
Yeah, no. Oh, geez. No, go.
Who was the player that got done? Didn't someone
TikTok.
get fined?
Yeah, Nathan Cleary.
TikTok and a party.
TikTok at Nathan Cleary.
He's
yeah.
not a Knights player.
No, I didn't mean. I meant footy player.
No, Knights.
And he never will be.
No. But yeah, so learning a lot about the family is a really big thing for me. So it's probably the best part of my life, I can imagine, because I've got a young family. I've got a 23-year-old that we've all seen on the grand finals, all grown up with, and made me a granddad. I'm pretty sexy old granddad.
That's right, you are a granddad,
Yeah, I
man.
am
That's
too, mate.
crazy.
I just moisturise the shit out of myself to say young and put the word granddad beside my name. I really can't fathom that.
Could you imagine your granddad or my granddad? Look, I mean, you got muscles in your piss. You know.
You have to take the photos off your head, mate. You see my head? I always say, if they always say, geez, you look bloody fit, mate. And I said, yeah, just see my head and my nose and whatever else is going on from shoulders up. I said, if I keep from shoulders down looking good, people don't give a fuck what's going on.
Well, that's why we did the radio today instead of the video. We wanted to keep all of our fucking heads off camera.
Very clever, very clever. But no, it's a great part of my life at the moment. Really good.
That's awesome.
As a business owner, like with this COVID thing, how much did that impact what you could do as a boot camp instructor?
It just made it harder because you had to cut them down to 10 people.
Yep.
And 5 or 6 sessions a night instead of the one session.
Yeah.
But made me better physically because I was doing more sessions.
Yeah, you're doing 6 sessions a night now.
Mate, literally, if you get fit from talking,
Yeah.
you guys would be the fittest cunts in the world.
Fuck it, say it. It's a kind of a word, but we allow it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go.
No, I was finished
That's
thought.
it. That's pretty much it.
That
mate.
was it.
Yeah, so I'm.
Did you find
I had
that
to work harder? Yeah.
Were people more at the start of the whole lockdown thing? Did you find that people were more apprehensive to get out of the house and try physical activity as opposed to now? Do you think it's lightened up a little bit, or?
Mate, it's hard for me to answer that because I'm the sort of person you don't want to come and train with. So I can't.
Duly noted.
People aren't going to look and say, I'm going to go Robbie O'Davis and get out of the house because the way he looks, probably from the neck down. if people could train like my nose, they would come to me every day of the week. Just because my nose is twice the size of your body.
And that's saying something.
Yeah. So honestly, for me personally, I probably didn't see that impact on whether people want to get out and come to me and all that sort of stuff and whatever else is going to happen during this time. But now with daylight saving coming on and... Mate, have we got anything in Newcastle at all? There's nothing happening.
No, there's nothing happening. I'm trying. I always looking for stuff on, and there's nothing at the moment. It's terrible.
Yeah, but more importantly, let's move on from that word. I just don't want to talk about the word. Like, what's on? Music. Where are we at? Football music. I'm just sick of talking about that freaking COVID thing. Okay, go. Oh shit!
I was going to bring up your size. Actually, yeah, you're a chunky fucker. You're like I said, your muscles in your piss. You're big. Earlier today,
dick, or are we talking about body?
Well, we haven't seen that yet.
Little from column A, little from column.
Yeah.
I know we haven't seen that yet.
No, because we haven't got the cameras rolling yet. That's for the snuff film later on.
We haven't seen that yet.
If you keep putting that VB up me guts, we're not going to see no dick tonight.
I was actually watching an interview with you in Queensland just after the final. I think you won with your old man back in, what was it, 91? I believe it was, playing for in the Brisbane competition.
Okay, yeah.
It was you were tiny, like you were little, but you competed against some big blokes and you got your spot in Newcastle and you competed against some of the bigger blokes then in the bigger competition in the New South Wales Rugby League. Do you think someone your size back then could play today and compete the way that you competed back then? Do you think it would work today in the 2020 competition?
Mate, I believe so because these guys are monkeys. Have you seen the size of some of these kids these days? They're just
absolute gorillas.
Baboons. They're really, really big kids. And for a little guy like me and these guys with their lateral movement, yeah, mate, we can survive every day of the week. There's a million really good yarns I could sit here and just talk for hours about where I come from, how I become where I was. When I played my first grade at the age of 15, kids haven't got pubes at the age of 15. And I was playing first grade.
I haven't got them at fucking 34. Yeah. One day.
You've got plenty on your face, mate. But as it turned out, mate, I just was in the country towns where you go and play with no guys on the weekends or no guys at training because they're all working cow cockies and all that sort of stuff in Toowoomba where I come from. Dad was going at the age of 10, mate, jumping out wing for us. And Dad was the coach of the team for Newtown in Toowoomba. Mate, from the age of 10, I'm sort of running on this wing and learning about rugby league. And then, well, at the age of 15, I'm playing Australian touch and I'm the Australian touch captain. You go back to the Johnsons and all that sort of stuff. They're all just magic touch players. So anyway, I'm playing this the touch football for Australia and they just went, why don't you just jump on the wing for us at the age of 15 in first grade? So went out there and just happened to be against Brisbane East and the guy that was coaching was Johnny Lang. And he goes, what, 15-year-old kid playing against, fully grown men, and signs me to Brisbane East. And my first game of first grade, which you would have seen, was at Lang Park. And that was a Saturday, and on the Sunday, the Broncos were playing Newcastle Knights in Lang Park in Brisbane. and they just seen this 16-year-old kid run the length field twice and score 2 tries, and all of a sudden they walked, and they'd done it good. They walked in with Paul Harrigan and freaking Mark Sargent.
You're not going to
way.
say no to
And
them.
I was 68 kilos, wringing wet, and just looked at these.
I reckon they shit 68
monsters.
kilos.
So was this 91?
This was 1990.
1990.
And I walked in with Sarge and Chief, and I was just seeing 2 monsters, and I just went, oh my God, I want to play these guys. And they just signed me. The next morning I had Broncos, Canterbury, all these guys ringing me going, we want to come play for us. I went, shit, I just signed for Knights yesterday. Mate, and
So
the
was
age
the
of 18,
Knights was the
I've come-
first offer, was it? Or
Yeah, straight up. Just
Yeah.
bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Chief, Sarge, bang, take me down and gone. So I played at the season in Brisbane, come down and played with the Newcastle Knights and won the Jersey Flag Grand Final, which was the first ever Grand Final in Newcastle Knights ever, in 91. And then went into 92 at the age of 18, playing first grade in 72 kilos. And that's another shit coming out of your ass. It's pretty much, it's just not, and retired at 78 kilos.
Man, I couldn't find. I looked everywhere. What round did you debut? Did you debut round 1, 92 or?
No, I come in, I was sitting at Curry Toast. He said to me, me missus today, I come through Curry as we finished playing. That's a great sound, isn't it?
It is.
It's beautiful.
Trust me, mate, you'll hear it plenty on this
If
show.
it didn't say VB, we wouldn't have heard that.
Well,
And
we've got
anyway,
extra dryers, we've got everything else, mate.
Yeah, as it turned out, we've gone through Curry Tafe, and I said, this is a legendary part of my life. And she goes, what's going on? I said, last time I drove down this road was the day I made a decision to play first grade football. I got a phone call from David Waite back in 1992. He said, mate, Johnny Schuster's just kicked the ground and tore his quad, which was our centre. Adrian Brunker's just gone away to the State of Origin. You are in first grade this weekend. And I said, fuck off, who is it? He goes, if you don't get to training by 2 o'clock, I'll just pick someone else. So I was doing Curry. This is diesel mechanics at Curry Tafe. I was there for 3 months. And I turned around to old mate from the teacher. I said, I want to tell you something, mate. I've been here for 3 months. And I was a cocky young kid. And I said, I've been to Tafe for 3 months. I said, mate, doing diesel mechanic. I don't even know where you put the fucking oil. I said, I just got a phone call from David Waite, so I'm playing first grade. I fucking retire. I'm never going to work again. And, mate, everyone in the room just clapping me and I'm walking out. And I just remember driving out that TAFE going, what have I done? That's my...
Take your diesel, shove it
Yep.
up your ass,
Oh, my
and
God.
get fucked.
I remember just...
I'm kicking a footy.
There was a young girl that, mate, blonde hair in the back. And I remember just looking at her and going, mate, I'm coming for you after I get my contract. So we end up playing this game, and it was against East, Sydney City East. At the time, that's a better sound.
There it is.
So we've went on the field, and not much is happening. There was a kick to the corner, and I went down the sideline, and the ball went to go to the sideline. As it went down the sideline, I put my left hand out, and Matty Rodwell kicked it, and I put my hand out, and I just scooped the ball and put it just inside the corner post. But at the same time, I stood on the sideline about 20 times and hit the corner post. So it's just definitely a try, but 30,000 people just erupted, because that's the crowd you'd have there back then. 30,000 people erupted, and I just remember that one sound of the eruption of the crowd, and went, I just want that for the rest of my life. So nothing's going on. I had a centre inside me called Tony Kemp that just didn't pass the ball to winger, so nothing was going on. I'm sort of looking, how can I get involved? How can I get involved in this game? Anyway, if you had to have this one moment in life that's going to come back and go, well, that's what made me that's what made me a first grade footballer. Just after half time, still wandering around the ground as a little 72 kilo 18-year-old kid. How can I get involved? How can I get involved? And then my whole life flashed before me, just in this one moment. I made a tackle, and this whole life. There's a guy called Mark Broderick, just a second row of Sandra.
Yeah.
And he Queenslander, and I made the tackle, and I just looked up and I went, oh my God, I'm going to be the first grader for the rest of my life if this comes off. So looked over, and the ball went from dummy half, and I ran over and I just cocked my elbow and I put it straight on this guy's chin, and he kicked the ball.
As you
Anyway,
could do in the day.
I got warned. Yeah, just got warned and all that sort of stuff. The next morning in the paper, new kid on the block knocks out Gary Freeman, Kiwi captain. So it was like, if I hit that bloke and knock him out, because everyone hates Gary Freeman, the Kiwi captain, I'm going to be a legend. And it just the whole, and I went bang. And David Waite, the coach at the time, was something in the game. You got some game, kid. You know, I'm going to put you in first grade again next week. And next week went to Cogra, and at the last minute, Brad Godden pulls out of fullback, and they put me in. And if you ever Googled 1992 tries of the year, I just ran the length of the field just through all these guys and little kid. And I got try of the year in 1992 for running the length of the field. And Dave White said, now you're my fullback. So I was a wing at the time, now you're my fullback.
Yeah,
so
right.
it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Is it daunting? Because you would have been the youngest in the team. Were you youngest by much?
And best looking.
Of
Obviously,
course, from the neck down.
Yeah, Chief wasn't a bad looking bloke, but I don't, mate, young, hungry people got us our grand final night.
Yeah.
Do they not?
We'll talk about that more later on, don't you worry.
And if this coach at the moment would probably take the same thing on board with this Tex Hoy, which tonight.
Oh, fucking thank you. Thank you. Someone else. Fucking tell me about it. Sorry, don't mean to interrupt.
All right, can I say, before we go any further, why would you buy a guy 150 years old from the Warriors to come and play at 5'8" when you got Tex Hoy sitting there?
Yep.
And how do we win our grand finals? On young, hungry kids that just give
That's
them
how we
a
won
go.
two of them.
Give
That's how we won two of them.
Give them a go, mate.
Thank you.
Give them a go. So
I watched that kid
Kills me.
fucking play. He debuted-ish in a trial match against, I think, Cronulla a couple of years ago up here at Maitland, and he fucking nailed it. He tore him up on the field. But he didn't debut in the NRL for another, I think, 12 months or so. That kid's brilliant. And
He's a
he's
good
got a
kid,
great future. Sorry, I digress.
and mate, I've sat in the middle of Fanny's with his old man plenty of times, and actually, I'm not. I
I
won't say I
hope you
sat in the middle
I hope you mean the nightclub.
on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It was. Yeah, no, mate. What a kid, and he's got his chance tonight. But unfortunately, he's going to be like what do you say? Any
He's a
halfback
lamb.
that
I
ever
reckon he's a
played-
lamb to the slaughter tonight.
Yeah,
It's not.
any
It's not a great.
halfback that ever played for Newcastle Knights behind Andrew John. So
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like sitting behind Kalen. And obviously Kalen has to sit behind me. So it's hard for Kalen. It's very hard for Kalen, but he's making it work.
As a number
Well,
one,
look, I honestly- I wanted
he's
to-
definitely the number two.
Oh, I wanted to bring that up. I mean, it is definitely, regarded. You are the
You are the
Newcastle
Knights
Knights
fullback.
fullback. Like that. That's it. You think of a fullback for the Knights, it's Robbie O'Davis. Kalen Ponga, he's got that aura about him, and he is a good player. Don't get me wrong. However, he's not as that consistency isn't there. That fucking. The spectacle isn't there like it was when from 92 to 2004 when you were there. It's
It will, but for Kalen, unfortunately, he's a little bit like Kurt. He thinks he's has to do everything for a side that's not competing. Yeah. So, and Kurt could have been the best player we've ever seen, but it's not. We're going to be halfback today. We're going to be hooker today. We're going to be fullback today. We're going to be winger today. Mate, he just moved and moved and moved and moved and moved. He was our solve the problem for Robbie O'Davis getting kicked out of the game in 04 for no reason. So I always said I'll retire when I get beaten. I never got beaten at training. Never got beaten. Kurt used to run beside me.
You said that to me actually at Marathon Stadium. I ran into you the first round. I think one of the early rounds of the next season after you were retired, and you said that exact same thing to me back then. I was so fucking. You're saying it, you're reiterating it now. Nearly fucking
crazy, mate. So what did we do after that? They said, well, let's chuck Husey there for a little while. Let's chuck Dukes there for a while, mate. Just all these Mr. Fixers. Let's buy Milton Thalladay, and then Milton went walkabout as we do, and then we come to a point where Kirk Gidley. Let's chuck him back, see if he goes good. And he went there for a little while, and then let's put out the front line. And so he sort of went wondering. So what go back on Kalen, what's he doing at the moment is how many great fullbacks in the game now stand in front of their halfbacks? Not fucking one. But ours does. Our fullback walked, and I can't get in the bubble to educate this kid, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So what has happened is he pushes in front of, can be the best freaking halfback in the world on his day, Mitchell Pearce. So he's pushing in front of him and demanding the ball. So Mitchell's pushing further forward to get the ball off him, and he's becoming a running halfback. He doesn't have to be, you know how
He's a
much he's
playmaker.
running? Is he not running more? And then this, the hooker, sorry,
Currently,
played 5'8" all year, and then his hooker.
Kurt Mann.
Had
Kurt Mann.
a year from hell. So Kurt was pushing forward. So they're pushing forward, but which is making them not being able to pass the ball because they become running
You tackle
5'8",
too
running
easy,
halfback. And they don't need to. They need to be passing the ball to Kalen. That can tear them apart. So last week, he stays out the way. The halves get the ball and give it to him, and he scores tries. Like, is that not fucking... So Tedesco,
It's not
get out of the
diesel
way of
mechanics.
halfbacks and score tries. Tadrojevic, get out of the way of halfbacks and score tries. So this guy gets out of the way of his halfbacks and he scores tries. Like, so it's pretty simple. Oh, Jesus Christ. But he's going to be a legend because not too many people in our game can move sideways and forwards at the same pace. It's just crazy what he does. Crazy.
Just on halfbacks, you've played with, fucking the world's greatest halfback, Andrew Johns, and I mean, you've also played with some other notable halfbacks. Leading up to the 97 Grand Final, Brett
Kamali.
No.
Mate,
Fucking
I
solid
don't
area,
want
Jay.
Oh, sorry.
Honestly, he just gone off a mad tangent for no reason.
Anyway, my point was, mate.
And he run. Let's get back to Run DMC versus Jason Evans. Like that, and that's the way it is. All right?
No, but anyway, my point was, you've played with some awesome fucking
Alfie
halfbacks
Langer
over
in
the
the
years.
Origin. There you go.
Yeah, so he would have been one of the notable ones that you've played with, or
Yes, Andrew.
who would be your favourite half, or one of the best halfbacks you played with, other than Andrew Johns, is what I'm getting at.
Because you were lucky because you played for Queensland. You had Andrew Johns with New South Wales, but you got the chance to play with Newcastle. But you got the chance to play with other players as well. Did you?
Well, Elf was pretty good.
Of course,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. If you got, I missed the
If you had to run off one today, who would it be?
JT.
Yeah, right. Okay,
Yeah, because he's a feeder.
massive call.
Yes, he's a feeder. So JT would feed. Cooper Cronk,
Yep.
feed. And they knew when to run, but Joey's a runner. So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was just like, I'll just run before I give it to you type thing. So, unfortunately,
I'll do the work, then palm it off.
Definitely. But I reckon JT would have been really good. Really
Yeah,
good.
right.
What Alfie was a kicker.
Yep.
He was the one that just, it's all about me for a little while and then I'll give it to you later on. But
Yeah.
he had some monsters around him too. Like, imagine giving the ball to Glenn Lazarus and guys like that. Jesus Christ. He was
Was it daunting? Because growing up, I mean, I was a Knights fan purely because you were the local team. That's how it worked. The team I hated the most was Brisbane because they were the furthest away, and they all seemed like pricks. But the
Really?
problem
Manly wasn't your hated team?
no, because Jeff Duvey had long hair and I liked rock and roll. He got a pass for that.
okay.
But
works.
I did you find that Newcastle fans had that same? Because it seemed quite widespread that the hatred was to Brisbane as a team.
I felt
that-
it was towards Manly.
For me, I felt Brisbane locally. Was that because? Do you think that was because they were just really such a fucking good team when you think about
Oh,
it?
for sure, mate. The people you wanted to compete against was the people you played against in Origin. But just unfortunately, I just happened to be in the side that they hated so much. I remember going, mate, if you want to have some really good yarns, I can sit here and talk Origin.
Mate, we got all fucking night.
Hatred.
We got some Origin
Hatred.
questions coming up soon. Don't worry.
Fucking Chief hated me, mate. I remember he just
Playing
got away
against
to
you?
Origin. Oh, just hated me.
All right.
Just literally hated me.
As a person.
During that Origin period. I mean, I live across the road from him.
So no NIB
And
ads for you.
I'd go
anytime
in there
soon.
and I'd try not to bloody indulge myself too much in the fame game.
Yep.
Because he was such a famous person, and he had a steam room in his house. He had a fucking, I couldn't see the fucking water because of his fucking house. So and I was straight across the road from him. So Dudley, I remember just sitting there and just at training, he'd just look at me and just fucking hate me. But Andrew, Matthew, and Adam Muir. Adam Muir was my offloader, and Andrew and Matthew would love me because I'm the 5'8" halfback combination, the third John's brother. Obviously, the better looking. and,
From the neck down.
and obviously got a lot more friggin' in the bank than them at the moment. So I sort of gel with them blokes. Adam Muir had to, because he was my try scoring offloader type thing. But Chief would just look at it and just hate you. I can see Maroon in you, sort of thing.
All right.
But I was born in
So it was
Penrith.
nothing
I
personal.
was born in Penrith, so she was like,
Yeah, I
yeah.
was going to say that.
tell-
Actually,
tell-
you
straight
were
up.
actually born in New South Wales, but
I
played
was.
for Queensland.
Give us that timeline. Born in Penrith. When do you go to Toowoomba?
The age of 2, Dad come back from Vietnam. Mum was based at Williamtown Airport.
Yep.
And they're both Air Force. And,
Yeah. Okay.
Mate, to tell a good yarn, I was a million good yarns about the family and all that sort of stuff. But Dad got on the hoochie coochie in Vietnam. Obviously, they're over there.
I like you, Dad.
Yeah, obviously over there trying to kill people at the same time, and to take the pain away. If you have a freaking Hong Kong suey, you're going to probably not feel the bullet go into you.
Yeah,
so
of course.
Exactly.
he's got on the Adam Goods and decided to
He's on the Adam Good.
decided to go in the back of a truck on a scout out of the perimeter, and he was a gunman in a helicopter. So because he's Air Force, so he scouted the perimeter and heard gunfire, and he just sprinted off the back of a truck doing 100 kilometres an hour.
Right.
So he spent 3 months in the Vietnam hospital, got back to Australia, and conceived me. which is thank Christ.
Lucky fella.
Because the night he got back to Australia, his helicopter got knocked out of the air.
Yeah, right.
So, mate, if it wasn't for Hong Kong Suey, if it wasn't for the old how you doing, mate, I would never have survived. So I actually say to my boot camps all the time, anyone on the Adam Goods? And they go, yeah, and they all put their hands down. I said, well, actually, I'm here because of that.
So legalise it.
Yeah, so legalise it.
You'll get no arguments from anyone in this room, mate.
So
that's
the way. So, and then Dad was based at Richmond Airport, Air Force Base, and Mum come down from Williamtown, and I got born at Currajong Hospital, so in the doctor's house. And I actually, another oh shit, here we go again. So another story, you could not go see the kid get born.
Right.
So I got born, and Dad loves a beer, obviously, back then, and 187 kilo friggin' front rower. Went down the Windsor Hotel, and he shows up 3 days after I got born to the hospital. And he walks in and goes, oh, little boy, Robert Troy. And my mum looks at Dad and goes, I love it, Robert Troy O'Davis. What beautiful names. Where do you get them from? He goes, oh, the two publicans just got me pissed for the last 3 days at the Windsor Castle Hotel.
That's the
got
best.
named after the Windsor publican, yeah.
That's incredible.
And his son.
You mentioned earlier that your old
That's
man...
incredible.
Did you say your old man was coaching a team?
No, he was. Then he went to Queensland and signed up for West in Brisbane.
Is he the one that got you into football?
Well, he was a shadow player for the first ever State of Origin. So
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and I just always want to be Dad.
Yeah.
I played with Dad in that first game at the age of 15. Was with my father.
Yeah, cool.
We actually went on the field. He was a captain coach. I played in the wing, and he said, "I'll protect your son." And then, mate, I went to Brisbane. Actually, 30 years later, I got him that fit. He's 105 kilos. He's lost, he's lost his, three human beings. And we played 2 years ago again. So 30 years later, we actually played together. I got him that fit that we went and played an old legend match back up in Oakham. So that was a good part of my life. So he was... that
would have been a fucking incredible experience for your dad, man. I mean, now that you're a grandparent, but being a parent, imagine that as a dad running out in the field with your son, he would have felt fucking magic. Would have been amazing.
He's a fucking have a chat, mate. He was over talking. He wouldn't even know his son. He wouldn't
Good to see it skip the generation.
The first time, yes. The 30th year later, mate, he's just like, he's in the corner. Oh shit, I better go play. So I actually had to call him out and say, mate, you're going to play this game. You're just going to keep talking to every bastard in the crowd. So he's a bit of a legend, old man. He's good. He's a good man. Good man.
Excellent. Jade, did you ever play with your dad?
Sorry?
Did you ever play with your dad?
I don't know my dad. No, I'm joking.
I played with mine, then he got taken away. It was a very uncomfortable situation. So we'll delve more into Origin because you discussed it earlier. How was that feeling of getting the first Origin call up?
It come through the freaking radio, mate.
Through the radio? You didn't know?
Through the radio. And every side gets picked through the radio. Do you know that?
Well, no, I didn't know that. I thought
that's true.
I thought the players were at least...
They still do that today?
Still to this day, mate. You hear it, the side, announced on the radio.
I thought the players would at least been announced first.
The players don't get a call first?
No, mate. I dead set. I was playing a limbo competition at the time. I was the dick was that hard that I could have got put in this fucking Origin side. And mate, the limbo, I just knocked the bar straight down when I heard my name called on the radio because I thought I might get a call from someone to tell me that I'm in the Origin.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought. I thought you'd get a heads up before the announcement,
mate. The press tell you, crazy. So, but anyway, at the same time, when I heard it, I went, "Oh shit,
that's me.
Let's go play Origin." The minute it gets announced on the radio, you're off, and they get phone calls from whoever you got to go to. So it's a pretty special time when you go up there. And my first roommate was Billy Moore, Queensland himself. So
Queenslander.
Yeah, mate. He didn't teach me how to have sex, but he not too far off it.
Well, look, we do actually we put the word out online through the week about some questions. While we're on the subject of Origin, I'll ask one from a cousin of mine. So, when you're playing with Queensland, is there anything in you that wants to give them secrets to your Newcastle players? Like, is there anything? Do you want to give them a heads up, or do you think?
That's a good question. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Or do you think I don't want to also make it hard when the league comes back?
We were sitting in Melbourne in the second Origin '95 when that big fight started.
Yep.
Remember seeing that? Where,
Yeah. It was Cattle Dog, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, and then Fatty's best mate was the trainer for New South Wales, and he rings Fatty and goes. Actually, it didn't ring because we didn't have fucking phones back then. But seen him in the hallway.
Sent him a pigeon.
Yeah. Seen him in the hallway. Thank Christ for Andrew Johns. There wasn't phones. Anyway, there was going to be a fight. Catalogue in the first game. So as it turned out, Freddie Vaughan walks in and goes, "Listen, boys, if anyone says the catalogue word and all that sort of stuff, sorry, if anyone says Queenslander,
It's on.
it's on." So he said, "Who is going to say Queensland?" And mate, every single guy put their hand up, and Chris Close. I don't know if you know Chris Close. He's yeah. So Chris Close, he even put his hand up and said, "Mate, I'm in." And I turned around, and the strapper put his hand up. So anyone that said the word Queenslander, it was freaking on. So as it turned out, first time was packed, and Queensland got tall, and the big fight started. So I remember going across the field just to whoever your opposite number, and Tim Brasher was opposite my number. I ran across and I looked at him. I said, I cocked my arms. I said, "I'll fucking hit you." And he put 3 on my chin and knocked me down. I give him a cuddle.
Don't worry about it. We'll call it even.
Yeah, exactly. I said, "I'll give him a cuddle." I said, "Mate, let's go and help the other bloke." So, and ran in there. And still to this day, he lives in Redhead, Tim Brasher.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
okay.
could have brought him over here
Well,
today.
there's next episode.
Next episode.
And that's his claim to fame. That he put 3 on my chin before even.
You and Hopper got into it that game. Was it that game?
Me and Hopper got into it in the grand final.
Grand final.
So Hopper was my roommate in 95 World Cup.
Yeah,
in England for 6 weeks, and Hopper was my roommate. And Bob Fulton, not too bad. He's put Spud and Chief together for 6 weeks. And me and Hopper. So anyway, my fucking ass has never been the same. But I honestly,
imagine how Spuds feels.
Hopper's actually my best mate in the world. He's a I won't say he's badly judged because he's a rock ape, but honestly, mate, he's a good bloke. Mate, anyone that can have 12 fucking kids has got to have drugs.
Yeah.
Christ, the same wife, Jesus Christ.
Fucking hell, the cunt needs to
He's
sleep.
got a passion, at least.
Oh no, he's got some sperm.
Someone did you ever chip in and buy him a TV? Just so something else to do?
Oh no, mate. Jesus Christ. Like, actually, when he got the job in the Cross, in the strip clubs, like as a bouncer, and he actually took the focus of making babies for a while because he was punching people. So let's just not punch one out on the missus. Let's punch someone on the chin. So it's pretty much like that.
Well, it's a fucking worthy substitute, I reckon. let's go back to Origin. Another question from Ryan Wilson, who played in that band that we opened the show with today. So whilst doing Origin, did Newey teammates treat you any differently? Did they fucking give you grief?
There you go. There's Chief.
Yeah.
Chief straight up. Chief hated.
But that was constantly, but that's not Origin. Specifically during Origin, were there players that you normally got along with?
No, not at all. No. Just they were envious of you being on that stage. The biggest stage in the world. So
even the ones in New South Wales playing against you.
Yeah,
when you played for Queensland, who played in Newcastle? Who was representing New South Wales at that point? Well, we had Matthew Johns, Muir, that's right.
2 Jones boys and Chief. It's just the 3 of them, yeah.
Right, okay.
And then mate, as it come BK, and then it become Denny, then it become all them sort of whoever, Tamana, and my best mate in the world, Darren Albert. So all these guys were competing against me for ever. And you wouldn't see faces, you see jerseys.
Yeah, right.
And
do you know?
I'm a little man in a big man's game. I'm not going to hurt any bastards. I'm not going to sit over and go, "Oh, geez, Robbie, he's going to hurt me today." Like, there's a big chance my nose will hit him on the face. I
can't imagine you're there going, "BK, I'm going to fucking knock that cunt out."
Mate, I just give him a couple of Jack and Jills. He'll fucking knock him out real quick.
Fucking BK. I thought BK was going to punch me one night at the Kent Hotel. Actually, he fuck it, I'll tell the full story.
Tell the story.
Go.
So
for a long time.
I was there, had a few beers. He was there, probably had a few more beers. And the band started playing Rage Against the Machines, Killing in the Name. Mm-hmm. And he starts stomping around, as everyone did. And he bumped this girl and knocked her over. And I think he might have said sorry, but not overly sincerely, in my opinion at the time. Mm-hmm. And I said, "Carney, you got to help her up?" He goes, "You know who I am?" I said, "Yeah, but this isn't a football field. No one gives a fuck what you do for a living." And my mates just went, "Oh, fucking hell." He said that. And I looked at him, and then he's looked back at me, and there was like what felt like 3.5 hours, probably about 4 seconds. He just went, "Yeah, good call, actually." Fair enough. And I just walked away going, "Start off, BK." Meanwhile, my pants are full of fucking piss.
Mate, I remember BK on the field in the World Cup final against Bradford.
Yeah, right.
In 2002. Yep. And Clint Newton was playing his first grade game, and Clint Newton runs out there and drops the ball. Yeah. And Joey walks up and goes, "Get the fuck off my football field right now, kid." And he's looked up, he goes, and BK comes and he goes, come on, mate. Like he said, no, fuck, get him off my fucking field. So and then he just, mate, you're right. Just take the next one and make sure it fucking works out and all that sort of stuff. And remember BK and Joey had a fight at the front of Beaches. Remember, was it publicised? Yeah, so that was all about.
Yeah, right.
A week later, we come back home.
I reckon I know
and Joey
who
and
won.
BK fighting over the... Oh, you're going
I reckon I know who won that.
And nothing happened. So but it got put on the front of the paper because there was a script sitting there watching the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
I remember the fucking rumours around town about that.
Someone's playing with someone's missus and all this.
Yeah,
it was literally over him abusing a kid. But the way he said, he goes, get the fuck off my football field. Just the way he pointed his finger.
That's the best.
That's what it was about.
Legendary.
So that legendary fight between BK and Joey Johns at the front of the Beaches was over that.
That's all it was, mate.
Wow.
Just
that.
Talk to kids like that.
I mean, you've been around. You would have heard the rumours over the years about what caused that fight. That's it ended up being just nothing.
You go home,
It's hilarious.
and you go back to train the next day and you'll laugh and joke. And so when you see it in the paper, it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, look what they've made of that. So,
I mean, Newey's a small town. We're not Sydney where there's fucking 12 football teams. So you guys are like the focus of this area. Did you ever hear shit about yourself where you just went, oh, that's not fucking true?
I've had twins to a cheerleader.
Yeah, right.
I remember that. Yeah.
So my sister come down with twins, and the kids are like, the shirt you got on the back now, they're black. They're as black as a shirt. So they're two little black kids, and my sister walks into Coles or Woolworths or something, and there was a rumour I was with a cheerleader, married with a cheerleader. So rumour I was with a cheerleader, and the girl comes in, and my sister pays for something with a card, and the girl goes, "Oh, Kathy O'Davis. Oh, they must be Robbie's kids." So she put the card with the twins and said, "Oh, there must be Robbie's twins." So somehow the cheerleader and the twins, I got twins, they got mixed up just through this one. That was it. Yeah, so I had twins.
Was that the worst you had? That was the worst one?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, no, just other than that one dick I sucked. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's how I got him on the show.
The best rumour I ever heard, and I never fucking believed it, but I had this woman, one of Mum's friends was convinced that this was 100% the truth. I don't know if you ever heard this one, Robbie. The Chief was a transvestite in the off season.
Well, he's got pretty
Did
eyes.
you ever hear that one?
No, I only ever heard about Chief.
Sorry, that's the wrong word. Transgender.
Being
sorry,
wrong to his wife. The only thing I ever heard about Chief, because he's such a beautiful person.
Yeah.
Just
He hates you, bud.
Just hitting hitting his wife. That's the only thing I ever heard about that.
I heard that one too.
Mate, there's so far apart, mate. They're the most beautiful couple I've ever met in my whole life, and I did a speaking gig with Chief at the Regatta Hotel before the Origin last year, and before there was any social distancing. Mm-hmm. And I walked in and I went...
By the way, we're all 3 metres apart.
We are too, yep. Mate, you can't be because you're fucking twice the size.
I'm taking
your hand off me, dick, Lenny.
But as it turned out, we've gone to this Regatta Hotel, and I just went, it's called the Steak of Origin. So you eat steak, drink beer, get on the stage, tell a yarn before the Origin.
One of the cows is from Queensland, one's from New South Wales.
Yeah, right.
Exactly, yeah.
The
exactly
New South Wales one's cooked blue.
Exactly, almost. But Dobbo from Triple M or something. Guy Dobbo. So he was the guy hosting the night. And we sit at the table, and I looked over at Chief and went, "What are you eating?" He goes, I'm a vegan, mate. I said, "Just having a salad." He goes, I'm a vegan. I said, "Do you want a beer?" He goes, "Oh, no, I just dumped me back in swimming around the Swansea Channel the other day, and I got painkillers." And I looked at this Dobbo and I just went, "Mate, can you not ask this guy a single fucking question?" I said, "Because, mate, it's like you're going to hear a fucking dictionary. This guy does not swear. I don't know where he's going." So by the end of the day, honestly, I was as full as a state school hat rack. I was just charging. I was fucking eating steaks. Like I actually ate the goat that you got out the front of your fucking. I ate that much.
It's not going to last long.
Yeah, I ate the goat. I was just drinking that much piss. I got on the stage, and after about an hour, I think on the stage, Chief looked at me and said, honestly, on the microphone, he looks and goes, "Mate, we've pretty much been on this stage for an hour, and the only fucking thing you've said that's true the whole time just coming out of your mouth." Mate, honestly, I was just taking the piss out of the big fella. Honestly, it was, yeah. But every time he talked, he said, "Yes, sir, ma'am, how you going, guys? What a great day it is." And he's just too nice a bloke in here. Like,
too nice.
He can't swear.
Too nice for football, anyway.
No. Yeah.
Look, we're gonna delve pretty deeply into Newcastle soon, and playing footy in Newcastle living in Newcastle. Until then, we're going to listen to a Newcastle rock and roll band while we all go do a piss. So have a listen to Little King.
Hello.
And we'll be right back in about 4 minutes. Pretty Eyes there by Little King, one of the great Newcastle rock and roll bands. You might hear more from them on the show in a few weeks.
Because they'll be on the show.
They will be.
They will be on the show. We're going to have Little King on the show with
one of my great subtle drops there.
Yeah, Ryan Daly. Dude played my wedding, man. He's a fucking...
He did.
Play. He's a good-looking man as well.
He is.
I tell you, Ryan Daly actually, funnily enough, played a Knights game that I was at one day. Yeah,
he played at Marathon Stadium, yes. They played that song.
So just to remind everyone, yeah, we've got Robbie O'Davis here in the studio on Nightrain Radio. Mate...
Let's talk Newcastle.
So
I'm going to try and get my timeline correct.
Can I take you back? I'm
Yeah.
going to take you back to where you just introed us. My niece at the moment is dating, but she dances on all film clips. She's dances all around the world. Hugh Jackman, but she he's dancing on all this Kenyon Brown, his film clip, so R&B singer. He's
Yep.
like so Kenyon Brown, Donnelly Lewis. So Kenyon is at my house every second night of the week.
Yeah, right.
If you want to get, mate, he would have come just up straight. He don't give a shit.
Let's hook it up.
Mate, he's international. and
Well, when
he's
you come back in a
all
month,
day.
we'll have him with
Yeah,
you.
fuck yeah, let's hook it up.
Mate, you'd absolutely love him. So he's just brought out a Vibe, and there's like all the DJs and DJ Noise and all these guys that go, but they go to the Aboriginal community, and they just rock the Aboriginal community. These guys.
Yeah,
So,
awesome.
But mate, he's been on tour before all COVID stuff
Yeah.
for 8 years around America. Crazy man. Crazy
I remember a
dude.
few years ago you mentioned that was he from up Maitland Way or thereabouts? He's
Is that
local. The one you're talking about?
Oh no, Kenyon Brown.
The singer.
he's
Sorry, the
in that.
dancer. Sorry, the dancer.
Oh no, my niece, my sister's got twins, and
They're the ones she had to you.
yeah, so,
Hey, I'm just going off what the Herald told me, mate.
yeah, okay. You're about as funny as a shark attack at the moment. We'll keep going. Cliche king. It's not the cheerleader, mate. It's my sister.
But isn't that how the story started?
Yes, no, it's not. Honestly,
I've had
Close to it,
too many
close
VBs.
to
Too many
it.
VBs.
Too many videos.
yeah,
Let
but
anyone.
so anyway, mate,
Yeah.
Kenyon, I'll get Kenyon next time. We'll bring Kenyon up here, and
Let's
then
do it.
Ben Gillies is freaking almost my next door neighbour. Mate.
New
Benny's
single
just
came
like
out
sitting
yesterday.
there. How you like it?
It's good.
I like.
What was that?
Yeah,
I missed that.
he's
one.
Ben Gillies from a little
Yeah.
band you may have heard of called Silverchair.
Yeah, yeah.
His new single came
Oh,
out
he sounds
yesterday.
really cool.
Yeah, what's he doing? Is he drumming still? Or?
No, he's doing a bit of everything.
Is he singing or is he what's he doing?
bit of a one man band?
Offline.
Wow.
Offline.
What's
I'll
it
tell you
like?
where he's going, but he's
Sweet, man.
he's like he's going pretty good. He's going.
Yeah,
pretty
my mate Jordan produced it in Byron Bay. Just since we're all name dropping here, but whatever.
Well, I mean, Daniel listens to the show, so hopefully we can get Ben on the show somehow through that avenue.
good. Daniel. So let's go. Mate, how about Joey? How about Joey 97 morning? So we walked out, and this is a really good yarn. Let's go to 97.
Well, we're going to get to 97.
Okay, go.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Are we going ahead of ourselves?
No.
We'll go ahead and then we'll come back. How about that?
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
We walked out there on the street, and we had to go to Mad Monday. Obviously, got to go to Mad Monday.
You got to.
have to. You
We're
have
3/4 away there, all because you just won a grand final. How about your pit sweat at the moment? It looks great. So anyway,
best. The
we're
shirt
at
rules.
we're
I smell amazing.
so as it turns out, we come out the front. A big Land Rover pulls up and goes, "Robbie O, you're with Garth and Steve, 105.3. You got to get on there now, mate." I'm not going to freaking Sandgate to go on a radio station. He
It's Mad Monday, you fucks.
Just ring him on my car phone. And I looked at this thing, and it was like the VB box you got sitting
Yeah,
there.
right.
And I went,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, are you the richest man in the world?" And he goes, "No, just ring him, mate. Just ring him." So we rang 105.3, and I got on the phone to Garth and Steve, and which Steve Graham, obviously,
Yeah, yeah.
it's still going. And I went, "Mate, boys, I'm on a car phone." "Oh, that's good, Robbie. You want right to jump on the bloody car?" I said, "No, you don't understand, boys. I'm on a car phone." They said, "Yeah, we heard you, mate." And I said, "But I'm with the richest man in the world." And they go, "Okay,
I'm
cool.
driving and I'm on the phone.
We're right to go to air, right to go to air." I said, "Sweet, just this." But I'm with the richest. And so they didn't really give a shit about I'm with the richest man in the world because I've got a car phone. So anyway,
Phone
went straight to
with a
air.
car.
Went straight to air, and obviously I've had 5,000 beers.
Yeah, yeah.
Every single person in that room in Newcastle, 100,000 people, whatever, outside and on the streets had probably bought me a beer that night. So I just remember there was a girl called Katie Porrick, which was the newsreader, the weather reader. And I just went to Garth and Steve. I said, "Where's Katie?" And they said, "Oh, Robbie, I live here. How was your night?" "Where's Katie?" "Yeah, mate, did you have a good night?" I said, "I just need to speak to Katie, the newsreader." And she went, "Okay, so Katie," and she clicked on. Said, "Oh, mate, Katie, you are like the best sort in the world." And I said, "Mate, anyway, go back to the boys." That was Steve just going, "Go back to the boys, Robbie," and just clicked me offline, and I was gone. So anyway, in the background was AJ just going mad. So Johnsy's going, "We need entertainment at Mad Monday. I've got it covered." So he pissed off in a cab.
Yeah, right.
Mate, we've all gone on the ground. Daniel Johns comes in the ground. We must have been 17 years of age.
He was underage, you know.
and he had
Dreads.
dreadlocks. And the bouncers wouldn't let him into the ground. And the bouncers pretty much going, there's 3,000 people around the ground just trying to get a view of us, apparently. Rumour says. Joey pushed them through trying to get in. They're letting Joey in, but Daniel couldn't get in. And Joey's pulling him by the hand. The bouncer's going, I don't give a shit, mate. There's only players only. He's going, "It's Daniel." And he's dragging. So he ended up coming in.
It's the third brother.
Billy Peden walks over and just gets tomato sauce and rubs it in his dreadlocks.
Fucking hell.
Mark Glanville chucks a pie at his face. Chiefs neuters a bear in the middle of the street, in the middle of the stadium, throwing kegs down the freaking stadium with Steve Crow. And I still remember standing beside James because I was like, oh, gee, damn, no. And he looked at and goes, I'm the fucking rock star, not you guys. You guys are out of control. I remember he used to say that as a little kid, and he was so scared. But he was
Imagine being 15 and seeing fucking Chiefs pipe just swinging around Marathon Stadium.
Yeah, so we played limo under that for about 5 hours. Actually. Yeah.
That's a Me Too, surely.
Yeah, I know. But but the way Joey jumped through the window.
Yeah.
I'll give you fucking tomorrow. Jump on his bed. Come on, there's no tomorrow and all that. It's just legendary. What a great story.
How was it? Were you guys, and even well before that grand final, were you guys like fucking rock stars if you guys went out in Newcastle?
No, mate.
No?
This town needed a football
Yep.
team because they had so much heartache for some period with the earthquake and obviously BHP closing the same year and all. So they needed a football team, something to cheer about. And until now, you work hard all week, and I've become part of that working world. So you work hard all week to get your entertainment money to entertain yourself on the weekend. And entertainment could be football, it could be, the shit VB cans you're putting on me, whatever else.
Mate, we're not making you we're not forcing you to drink VB.
Very bad. And so anyway, as it turns out, you work hard all week just to be entertained on the weekend, and we're at the entertainment. Far from rock stars, but at the same time, when you enter that field, you pretty much got a gun and you're going to war.
Yeah, right.
Because have you ever run flat out another human being?
No,
it's
mate.
really, really bad.
We
really
sit
bad.
quite a bit.
I actually, funnily enough, I played football when I was young until Mark Tafua put me on my fucking back and fucked it up, and it's been fucked ever since. And I stopped playing footy. And now I weigh 400 kilos.
Now Lenny's got a lawsuit against the NRL at the moment. And, we'll see what's going on.
I'm suing the entire company for ruining my footy career.
It's a very brave game.
When it comes to Newcastle needing that because of the earthquake, I guess you were at that time an outsider looking in, living in Queensland. How was it coming into that environment as opposed to being from it?
Well, you didn't know that the earthquake happened in this town. You just knew that.
An earthquake happened.
Yeah, so when you come down and then you walk out of that door to go in the stadium with 30,000 people screaming your name, and you have a picture of a hand coming down. So a hand coming out of soil. And as the hand comes out of soil, there's a Newcastle Knights jersey hand grabbing that one, and that's... it's just like some artist drew it, and that's what you'd kiss and tap as you walk out on the jersey. So just like Knights pulled
symbolism
Newcastle
of the town,
out of the rubble. So, and you always kiss it, run the field, and all that sort of stuff. But there's one time I'd give the big kiss on the run the field, and I'd actually went into the stadium on 2HD with Gary Harley, and we're talking radio. Why are we talking radio stations at the moment? We're talking some big names at the moment. Gary Harley, fuck me, dude. Anyway, the star, Garth, Steve, Jesus Christ, we're covering some grounds. Anyway, I remember just...
Why don't we talk Fozzie?
Go on the way. Fucking Ray Hadley. Let's go to Ray Hadley soon. Anyway, we get there. As it turned out, I'm heading to the stadium, and then Gary Harley rings me up, 2HD, and I'm talking to him 2HD in the morning. Obviously, there was home phones, not mobile phones. And he goes, mate, you're playing Gold Coast Seagulls today and all that sort of stuff. How you think you're going to go? I said, listen, mate, there's a big chance I'll get man of the match today. There's a Campbell family have just lost their kids. If you go to Bulladila, there's still that cross where the kids died with the grandmother knocked out by a truck. And on the front of the paper was the photo of the two kids. Kathy and Greg Campbell had said goodbye to their two kids, gone away with grandma for the weekend. And the kids waving, for a Polaroid photo, and the kids waving goodbye, never to see the mum and dad again.
Yeah,
so that was on the front of the paper. So I just remember, mate, I'm just going to get man of the match today, and I'll give it to Greg and Kathy Campbell. For what I've seen, I couldn't imagine being a new dad and seeing that. So anyway, as I'm walking on the field, I kiss the thing, and I get a tap on the shoulder by Matty Johns. He goes, fuck, you'll hear this. It's ridiculous. He goes, you ain't going to get man of the match today, big fella. I looked behind me and said, what's up? And he goes, I've got bills to pay. I need the money. Fucking Matty Johns.
Is he the funniest cunt alive? Because it certainly looks that way.
Literally said, multi-millionaire, I need the money. So anyway, I said, mate, Greg and Kathy Campbell, mate, they lost the kids. He said, I don't give a fuck. He said, I need the fucking money. I'm gonna go. So I remember sitting there waiting for the kick-off and looking, and Matty's standing in front of me. And Matty's pointing to his chest. As I'm waiting for the kick-off, like Dale Shearer, this is how long ago it was. Dale Shearer's kicking off and going, you're serious? This guy's just picking me on the field. Like 30,000 people in the stadium, he's trying to pick a fight with me. So anyway, every time I ran the ball, he goes, not good enough, Robbie O. They actually call me, what do you call me, Bobby the Greek. He reckoned I look Greek. So, Abbo, Greek Abbo. So anyway, he's got Bobby the Greek, not good enough, Bob, not good enough, Bobby. So I'm running, and then he'd run, I had to pick up him. So I was going to try really early in the match, and probably against the Gold Coast, you could probably say you're going to get man of the match because you know you're going to fucking beat them by 50. So anyway, as it turned out, just after halfway, and this is what made Matthew John so good at the same time, what he does now. He was standing back on the try line on the family end, right? 5 minutes out from the line. The scrum packed, and there was a guy called Jason Martin that was the halfback. He about packed the scrum and give the ball to Matty Johns. And he goes, mate, Matty goes, just stay on the left-hand side, I'll give it to you halfway. And we're packing the scrum 5 minutes out from the line. I said, what'd you say, mate? He goes, just because he's bagging me all fucking game. So he's bagging me. He said, just stay on my left-hand side, I'll give it to you halfway. It's weird to say that because we're 5 minutes out from the line. Scrum packed. He ran with a young guy called Craig Weston. He'd just come into the first grade for the Gold Coast Seagulls. And he went 1, 2, 3, bang, and gone. And he ran away, and I just loomed on the outside of the mat and give it to me, and I ran away and scored with Dale Shearer hitting the ball underneath my arm as I scored. I ran back, and I fucking cuddled him. I said, fuck, how'd you know? He said, well, I knew that guy couldn't tackle, but I also know I can't fucking run 100 metres and you can. And mate, at the end of the game, I got man of the match. If you've got to say on freaking national TV, I'm going to get man of the match. Of course they're going to give you the man of the match. I'm doing the worst game in the world. They're still going to give you the man of the match.
I'm going to give all this money to this family who's gone through this traumatic thing, and Channel 9 goes, nah, fuck you, Matty Johns. Matty Johns needs the money, mate. So.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Actually, I can't wait to get on Matty John's show one day and just say, yeah, remember that, right?
I would fucking love to have him on this, actually. So we'll work through, yeah.
Crazy.
We'll fix it up.
And let's go to another fan question again. I mean, you've clearly got two fans. You've got Keith Jones and Ryan Wilson who are asking all the questions here.
No, I got one from Brock as well.
Okay. Brock, righto. So who was the best player that you ever played with that you don't think got the recognition they deserved?
Mate, I think Matty was.
Yep.
But if I had to go back and say someone that wasn't educated in the game but could just play the game, and we've done this thing the other day that wingers that could score tries in our era touching the corner post.
Yep.
So let's go.
Yeah,
Tell me
right.
wingers that could score a try in my era in the 90s because they're so athletic now and they all dive towards the ball. You couldn't get a Brett Plowman. You couldn't get a...
Surely Willie Kahn. Was it Willie Kahn?
They couldn't get a Willie Kahn. He's not a diver. He's not going to get someone that's going to dive and do that sort of... No.
Mate, didn't he take the greatest Origin catch of all time and score a try from it? Was that an Origin game?
Jesus, I don't know.
All I remember from Willie Kahn is just a bomb, a catch... What greatest catch you've ever seen, and then lands and scores a try. It might not have been Origin, but Willie Kahn was great.
I think the word bong.
Bomb.
Bong, okay.
Yeah, he took a bong, somehow played a game of
sort of
football.
come up with Michael Hancock could have just scored a million tries because he was so... Yeah, exactly that. But because he was so massive as a human being and so strong, he could have just hit that corner post and just...
Fucking worst bowl cut in NRL history.
But, to go on your question, the guy that was most underrated but the most famous person you'll ever meet is a guy called Darren Albert. So he was phenomenal.
Yep.
Things he done. He won us he got us the grand final. Won us the grand final. Mate, just what he'd done as a human being, and I just thought it was a magic play. And to have him at the back and just chuck it left to Darren Albert, or chuck it right to Tamana Tahu, or to left to Adam McDougall, or right to Darren Albert. I had these guys left and right of me all the time. Then three blokes: Tamana, McDougall and Albie. It's just magic. But I think Albie is the one that he should have been the best winger of all time. So he's one that if you give him the ball with a corner posting and touch, he would have just scored a million tries a game.
And I watched something this week. There was a tackle he made where he pretty much ran fucking 100 metres sideways to save a try. It was incredible.
Matty Sears,
Yeah, it was Matt Sears.
But Matty Sears he was snorting the whole fucking line as he's running down it, and he just caught him just on the end of his Wolf Creek.
You tend to slow down at the end.
He's still putting this friggin' VB shit. Oh
no, you're on extra time, mate.
Okay, just making sure.
We haven't forced a VB on you yet.
Mate, you employ one bloke here to feed me full of piss, and he's over there doing a good job at the moment.
Thanks to the help, Sid.
Since we're still, are we good?
You go.
You're right, right. So look, we're still on fan questions. I got one here from Brock. Shout out to Brock, mate. Verbatim. Did Robbie O'Davis play on a broken ankle through adrenaline?
Broken jaw, broken ankle, broken back mountain. Okay, so
which again, when the cameras come out, you'll see more of that.
The day I snapped my foot in half. So
I don't know.
Snapped my foot in Cancun on the end of season trip, and not a bad gig because I tongue kissed Sandra Bullock on the end of season trip, and that's my. I actually
Fuck, that's
did,
good.
So
Miss Congeniality.
Yeah, I did, and she warranted it. She wanted the Robbie O. She pretty much walked over and said, "Fucking, you're my man." But
Robbie O, my.
Yeah, straight up. Now we're playing a little game to see who can kiss Sandra Bullock.
Hang on, set the scene.
So I didn't play the broken foot. No,
fuck the ankle. Yeah. Where were you with Sandra Bullock? How was that situation? How did that come about?
Mate, we're sitting in this nightclub. You're not supposed to talk about in-season trips, but the boys don't listen, I'm sure.
Mate, we've got 13 listeners. Not one of them ever played for the Knights, I guarantee you.
Okay, so we're in Cancun.
Or it's the run-on side.
We're in Cancun on the end-of-season trip, and I remember going to Senior Frogs, and I was looking over and shit, that's Sandra Bullock, and she had a big friggin' Negro monkey beside her. So whether it was what she was inviting in her life at the time, or whether it was a bouncer, we're not sure. But he was sort of saying that, and it's when
she had security.
Yes. So as it turned out, we looked over and said, "I bet none of us, just for 25 lazy American dollars, it's just a lazy 25, can get this." So everyone chucked a lazy 25, which is going to add with 14 blokes. It's going to add to not a bad night on the Coronas. So anyway, we're because
you got $350 there, just quietly.
So anyway, we said, educated. So anyway, as it turned out, I went over and said, little old mate, I'll just can I give you a kiss? And she said, pretty much no. And I said, well, I'm with my rugby team over here, and she looked over and goes, oh, rugby. So not rugby league. Don't know what rugby league is.
Yeah.
Rugby. Yes, I said, because she's like Texas down the bottom, so, and she's got that Texan accent sort of thing. And she goes, okay. And she goes, that guy over there is pretty cute. Paul Harrigan.
Oh, of course.
So he is. He's the main man. Yeah.
It's the pretty eyes.
Anyway, as it turned out, I said, just kiss. And
come on, I'm short, but I'm a good kisser.
Probably not, you know. If I like, as we were talking shit for a little while, she goes, if I kiss you, I've got to kiss everyone, and pretty much. So I said, mate, I'll tell you what.
What woman says that?
She's my kind of girl.
What fucking girl says that?
So I said, well, because everyone's going to see that one bloke
bloke
kiss Sandra Bullock, because everyone's looking at her. Yeah, so fair enough. So I said, pretty much. I said, well, I'm going to lose my bet. And that's fine. I don't mind losing a bet. And she said, just keep talking. And I said, oh, what's up? She goes, I just love hearing Australian accents. So, so talking. And then I said, that's it, just kiss. Like the boys are looking, just kiss. And she put her cheeks, I said, and she turned and hit her on the lips, right? So anyway, I went, oh my God. She goes, what? I said, you kiss one, you got to kiss a lot. I said, you got to kiss the whole team. That's the rules. And she looked and she went, I think I like this game. You don't tell a rugby team, I think I like this game.
That's the best.
So I walk over to a guy called Clinton O'Brien. And I said, mate, Clinton, Sandra wants to kiss you. And he goes, no, she fucking doesn't. And I pointed at her, pointed at him. I went, that guy there. And she nodded. I told her. So he goes, oh, I'll kiss her on the way to the toilet. So we walked past and kissed her on the cheek.
Like he's making room for Sandra Bullock.
We're doing this. So we're doing this thing where every single player, just on the way to the toilet, lean over and kiss on the cheek on the way past. And the baboon bloke thought it was hilarious. He just thought, oh mate, this is funny. The boys are the harmless sort of buggers. So it went on. And at the end of the night, she'd come over and just grab me and said, I've never had so much fun in my whole life, and just smacked the big fella under the lips. I went, hello, Sandra. And
If you're listening, Sandra, we are in Williamstown. If you kiss one of us, you've got to kiss all of us.
Yeah, so that's my fame. Yes, not my fame kiss.
Hey, let's go more fan questions.
All right, another one.
I didn't know this was a thing. Did everyone really dislike Lee Jackson? Didn't realise that was a thing.
I didn't know that was a thing. Really?
Just Joey. No.
There you go.
When you become part of a team, and become part of a good team, you have to. These guys are a good team. You hang out, but he was like, show it with your kids every night, and I can't be here, guys, because I've got my kids with me. And so he was never ever part of it.
Okay.
So he was just he didn't want to sort of be there. I think he probably got paid to be part of our, little association. So, and some of the decisions made right at the end of the game in the grand final was very individual decisions where you had so many superstars sitting around in that demanding the ball, like the Chief and Andrew and Matthew, and he just made some really, I want to be the winner. And if you watch it, you see him jump out of dummy half and just, it's all about me type thing. And mate, great bloke, but he's I remember just Joey pick up the ball and just chuck it in his head one day in the game, and he pretty much just chuck it in his
my
head.
field.
And that's what made everyone believe that he was hard. But he just never socialised with any players and all that sort of stuff. Where really, he was just crazy man. Yes, I want to come
in the team, but not in the team.
Yeah.
Is it tough when you've got, because you do form that bond as a team? Is it tough when someone goes to another side?
It's a hard question to answer. Isn't it?
Well,
what about it now? Like, it's just loyalty.
Oh, now it's fucking free reign.
I've actually got a tattoo on my finger on my wedding finger for loyalty. So loyalty is a big part of my life. I stayed at the Knights, and the reason why I quitted. Is that a word? Quitted.
Quitted. Yeah.
I quitted. The reason why I
are the quittest.
I quitted at the age of 32 is because the Knights said your time's over. I didn't want to play against the Knights. Imagine going run into Marathon Stadium or whatever stadium's called now in a freaking another jersey. Russell Crowe gave me $1 million offer. I went, no.
You did get
another? I said, mate, I just can't do it, mate. I went,
so when you did retire, you were offered from other clubs to continue on.
I just got a situation where you go to Russell, you go to.
Souths had just come back around that point, hadn't they? Yeah, it wasn't.
So you go to Russell, he's chucking out money for everyone, and then or to go to England. But who wants to go play in snow? Like, it's pretty bad. And then
it's only one kind of snow I play with.
You're fucking red hot. So, and then at the last minute, Ben Williams, that won the first ever Big Brother, rings up and goes, mate, I can get you.
Oh yeah,
I'll get you a Worcester. I said, fucking want a steak with some sauce on it. And he goes, no, there's a team called Worcester in a rugby team, and I'll get you a £600,000 fucking deal. I went, mate, get me to fucking Worcester. I'm going to fucking eat Worcestershire sauce for the rest of my fucking life for free.
Put it in my veins.
And this is where my Aboriginality come from. So the more Irish I was trying to become with my last name, the more fucking black I was becoming. So I found out my grandmother was Nellie Mae Baker, and so I been as fucking Irish as this beer I got me fucking BB. Yeah, it's not too fucking Irish.
Was there ever like the temptation of rugby union at all?
Well, that's it. The temptation was there. So the temptation was to go to the Source Company and play for them over in England. But fucking what a shit game. Who wants to stand on someone's fucking hand?
As a fan as well, I mean, it's one thing watching local blokes grow up in that jersey and then win a premiership. It's another thing watching players be bought and then wear their jersey and then win a premiership. You're buying a premiership. It's not the same. It doesn't feel the same.
Do you think it's like that now?
Oh fuck yeah, yeah man, yeah. I feel that there's no real loyalty or pride left in rugby league. There's a little bit. That night, when you remember, when Mitchell Pearce scored that try against the Roosters and kissed his jersey, that was every Knights fan fucking felt the same. It was like, fuck, that feels amazing, that pride again. But generally, no, I think that's gone out of the game. It might come back one day. Just speaking from a fan's point of view, but
an optimist point of view.
You don't have Newcastle.
Pardon?
So you see Mitchell's looking at investing in Newcastle, and he's going to stay for the rest of life. So he's
Yeah.
obviously committed to BK, doing the same. Like
Yeah.
BK gets all the Mexican restaurants. He's that committed to a Newcastle.
Tries to punch
he's
me
opened
out at the
half
can.
Mexico. Yeah, so he's that committed to Newcastle. He's open half of Mexico. Newcastle. So we're very when you come here, you commit yourself. But mate, you know, I'm adopted as well. You know, I'm adopted here, but when Mum was at Williamtown Air Force Base, when I was pregnant, she was pregnant with me, so I'm pretty much a Nova Cassia.
Yeah, we'll claim that.
Yeah, I know. Just little sperm in Dad's ball bag for a little while, and then I jumped in Mum and hang out and bring Williamtown Air Force Base.
Jumped in Mum.
Yeah, just jumped in Mum. She was just fucking.
If
he was bored
anything,
one day. Just
if anything, I feel your dad jumped in, Mum, and that's how you're here.
Thank Christ, it was my dad that done it. If someone else's dad, I'd have been gone. Yeah.
You mentioned when you quitted.
Is that quitted?
Quitted.
Is that
Quitted.
word? Yeah, there we go again.
When you quitted.
Quitted it.
You wouldn't believe it. Another fan question. How many?
Google yourself.
Are we seriously getting all these fan questions? I didn't see any of these fucking things.
I said them to you today, but I'm
Did you?
professional.
Alright,
You're
fair
not,
enough.
so fuck you.
Sorry.
Do you feel you had many years left in? Like, do you reckon
Yes.
you had plenty left?
Look at me, mate.
Mate, you could play today.
I'm not the
What a
freaking
fucking
most
answer.
unfittest
Look at me.
person in the world.
Look at me, mate.
Mate, honestly, I just I struggle, mate, mentally health afterwards because that's all I done.
Yeah.
I got taken out of school as a 15-year-old kid,
Yep.
uneducated, and all I could do is play sport.
You knew your way around Diesel, though.
Yeah. So when I retired from the game at the age of 32 and uneducated, and I talk to kids about it all the time about educate's the most important part of your life because you can always fall back on that.
Yep.
And it wasn't important for us now. It is now, but it wasn't important for us back then.
Yeah.
When I left, and I got 15 years of hits in the head, and then I look at a book now and I can read a paragraph. I can read, thank Christ, and I read a paragraph and forget what I just read.
Yeah, right.
I can never be re-educated. I can never make money ever again.
Yeah,
unless I'm a stripper or prostitution or something like that. But I've got a shit dick, so like, there's a big chance I won't be a prostitute.
Mate, I find you can have a shit dick, you just need enthusiasm.
Okay, I've got that. I've got the energy. I've got, obviously, the body from the...
Well, you're so fucking fit, mate. You could just fuck all night.
On Tuesdays.
On Tuesdays,
Where's
yeah.
this conversation gone?
No, what
is going on?
We're just we're actually looking deep in each other's eyes.
Yeah, we are.
We are looking in each other's
I
eyes.
nearly got a bit stiff then.
Stifler. He is the stifler. Jesus Christ. Wow.
Well, it's funny. You do stay fit. You do stay fit. When you had that,
You do.
let's say, unfair
Dismissal.
break in your game. Another question, fan question, baby. How was it? What did you do in that time? Because you came back like you never missed a game.
Drunk. I trained all day, drunk all night, and I lost my first marriage through that. So,
Right.
mate, crazy. I was 78 kilo drug addict.
Yeah.
I was strong. I took a fucking dietary supplement for Christ's sake.
Yeah, right.
Something a pill that I bought from Katara Shopping Centre.
Yeah.
And it put my levels over fucking 5 to 1.
Yeah, right.
And
Yeah, you and
honestly,
Richo.
It was mate, honestly, and just Ray Hadley and fucking Paul Kent, these two journalists, just took me down and just said, mate, kick him out of our game. He's drug cheap, and I was just a fucking. There was no Red Bull. There was Guarana tablets and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
There was no uppers. There was nothing other than no dose.
Uppers.
Which you just suck on. Your dad used to suck on before he went out and kick someone. Remember your dad played a sport and he'd just go,
Look,
10 no dose and you'll go and kick this cunt, you know?
At the risk of bringing the mood down, Jay and I's father's abandoned us, so we don't know any of these stories. So, look, this is all new to us.
Crazy. So this is it, mate. I pretty much just had a new kid and I was the most fittest, energetic person in the world and couldn't get out of bed. And I just was reading one day, a guy called Bill Phillips, Body for Life, EAS, the top supplement company in the world, which is like a ASN in Newcastle, I think. The number one wake up tablet, all this sort of stuff. The thing that gets you going in the mornings is this tablet. Christ, the old mate in the gym goes, you can get that from Katara Shopping Centre. Oh, really? So we went and got it. I took it and I felt no different. It was just a freaking dietary supplement, and all of a sudden I'm on the front of every newspaper.
How long were you out for?
A year.
Yeah.
It cost me financially, but it cost me more to a
mentally.
point now where my kids still have to answer to your dad. Your dad was a drug cheat. Like, here we go.
That's all right.
So the thing is, it's funny, man, because back then I was fucking the Knights was my thing. I was the biggest Knights fan in the world. I wouldn't miss it. I was at every home game. Me and the old man would go to a bunch of away games every year. We were there.
Before he left.
Yeah.
Sorry, my stepdad. My stepdad Dave. Shout out to Dave, you legend. We were there every week. When you came back after the suspension, from a fan's point of view, there was no real. I didn't feel like there's any sort of animosity or resentment towards you or anything like that. It was like, well, fucking the whole time we just wanted Robbie O to come back. We don't give a fuck what's happened. Let's forgive and forget.
We won another grand final after that, didn't we?
Yeah.
But did you feel that there was any sort of
were they
grief
supportive
from the supporters, from the Newcastle supporters
Never
in the
Newcastle.
time? No.
Well, I think more
the
so.
hardest part of, and it's really, really simple. You know, I've had a couple of shit wives. I've had a shitless
We all have.
And I've gone to a point where
Sorry, Jess.
I've never thrown a punch in anger off a football field. I'm just not an angry person.
Yeah.
I've got love to give and all that sort of stuff, and I've got beers to drink.
Look, sorry, I want to interrupt just 2 seconds.
Yeah, go.
It's funny you say that. I can't remember which game it was. I've been trying to find the footage. I can't find it anywhere. I remember I'm on the Eastern Hill one year watching you. I'm pretty sure it was against the Cowboys. You had the ball. You jumped up. Whoever it was that tackled you clocked you 3 times in the jaw before you retaliated. Am I misremembering, or was there a fight out of that ended up escalating? There was a big fucking brawl. But you copped 3. You stood there. You bang. You stood there and let it happen. Bang. Another one. You let him another chance. Bang. He hit you again. And then you fucking unloaded.
No, that was my ex-wife. She was sitting in the crowd, and she just ran out and just clipped me 3 times and just went,
I'm going home with Mick Hancock.
No. She pretty much said, you missed your child support this weekend. give me 3 around the year. So, yeah.
Well, I guess I'm misremembering then. I don't know.
Fucking bitch. No. Mate, I never... Actually... I did have a fight one day. There was Mark Coyne. I clipped him on the nose back in '92 semi-final, and he had 16 stitches and a broken nose. By the time
It's a fucking solid clip.
I know, mate. And by the time we come into Origin '95, because 92 semi-final, you know, by the time we come into Origin '95, I remember just looking at Mark Coyne's nose and just going, I couldn't help not talk to his nose. It was just on the side of his face. It was like talking to our mate from Parramatta at the moment on the wing. What's his name? And his nose just on the side of his face.
Yeah.
I'm just talking to Mark Coyne's nose. I'm going, fuck, I done that. I know I done that sort of thing. And we become best mates in the world. But I threw that one anger, obviously. But I remember this one day, Jared McCracken.
I remember McCracken. Yeah.
What a monster of a man he was. So we come to having a bit of a fight in the field, and he's called me a couple of times. I give him a couple back just because we're a bit of a rap dance competition. And he looks at me after we had a bit of a rap dance. He goes,
Who was the better rappist?
at least I'm a DMC fan. Are you serious? So at the end of it, he looks at me and goes, at least I don't F me next door neighbour. I went, is that like the worst sledge of all time?
At least I don't fuck heaps of people.
And then we walk off the field. I said, mate, you know, we had the fight in the field. I said, what's with the sledge? At least I don't F my... I said, mate, that's legendary if you F your next door neighbour. He goes, it's just the first thing that came to my head, mate. I didn't know what to say. I was nervous. At least he said that.
At least I haven't got a big cock.
Serious? Yeah, so mate, that was good time. But no, I've never thrown a punch in anger on the field. I hate to see
No, and that's why I remember it so much. I mean, you copped 3 decent hits before you decided to. I thought that you've got patience.
That was the Mardi Gras.
He copped 3 solid ones before he decided to give one back.
Yeah, nuts on the chin. All right, so let's move on. So another piss break.
Well, actually, what we're going to do, what I would like to do, and it's going to need that volume turned up, is we had a guest on 2 weeks ago called the Biddleys. They wrote a song based around the year that we're about to talk about, 97. So while you're doing a piss, I want you to have a listen to this song, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the 97 Grand Final.
Beautiful. Let's do it.
We'll be right back.
Boys.
We're started already.
Knew we in the 90s, it was no place to be. Job lost from the closure of BHP. Needed a kick up, something to cheer. 1997 was a bloody good year. Super League war had made us mad. The Rio Tinto strike, it was pretty bad. We needed that kick up, something to cheer. 1997 was a bloody good year. 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 Newey and Bar Beach were getting some sun. Silverchair's Freak Show went to number 1. GoldenEye and Doom came out on Nintendo. 1997, it was better than Lego. The week coming up, Manly did shout, things are looking bad with our 7 out. But then he stood up, quite paranormal. Nothing could stop the 8th Immortal. 1997 was a bloody good year. 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 Was like nothing else, it was one of a kind. Joey picked it up and he went down the blind. Inside to Albert, Manly did sneer. 1997 was a fucking good year. 1997 was a bloody 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 good year. Newcastle, 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 Newcastle.
Newcastle! Newcastle! Lenny, you're back with sorry, everyone else is back with Jay and Lenny. You're on Nightrain Radio.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
What about that? Recorded live in Nightrain studio.
Yeah, man, that's fucking, how cool is that? That's a cool thing to say.
Very, very, very good.
It's a cool thing to say. It's a cool thing to hear.
Yeah, I imagine it's good for the dude who played in the grand final that I was thinking about.
Yeah, Arvidsson done something very similar, did he not?
Sorry?
Daniel Arvidsson done something
Yes,
very similar,
yes. It's
Mate,
mate. I've been trying to get a hold of him
Arvidsson.
actually to play that song for today. However, I couldn't get a hold of him, so we're not
We
going to play the
didn't
song.
want to get sued.
I
Yeah.
can hook up with the brother.
I should have asked you.
I know, Dan.
I should have asked you.
Yeah, me and him just rub doodles all the time. I can get him to play
doodles.
that song.
We'll come to it live.
Legendary.
That was a good fucking song,
yeah.
by the way, man.
Hell yeah, it was.
I loved that song.
Yeah, both of them songs are. Both
Man,
them
how
songs
was
all
the
day.
just on the Newcastle music scene back in the mid '90s when you guys were the fucking rock stars of the town? How was it? How was the live music scene around town? Did you guys get to see many cool fucking gigs, or what was it like?
Oh wow, mate, Cambridge Hotel. Wow.
Yeah, what a pub.
How good's Cambridge? So one of our very own own that now. So obviously Richo, which is
Yeah.
Russell Richo, the centre for
Yeah.
Cronulla, Pretty Boy, played for the Knights for 1 year and then.
I know Mark Hughes was there a bit. I think he was just doing the tap deals
Hughesy?
and stuff. Yeah, Mark Hughes was there.
Who was Hughesy tapping?
Anyone who walked in the
God bless you, Hughesy. Yeah, so we went through the Cambridge era where they just bring bands to Cambridge and rock hard. I remember, mate, Rick Rosman's one of my best mates in the world, and Rick Rosman's the guitarist for Hoodoo Gurus.
Yeah,
and
right.
They used to sneak up Hoodoo Gurus and play at Cambridge all the time, under a false name. You know, so it's
Was
pretty
it
good.
did they play the spot? Was that their fake name, the Lime Spiders or something?
I'm not sure. They just
right.
played at the Cambridge all the time, and then
Wow.
Rick would go in town. So Rick would come to my house, and Rick has one of my Origin jerseys. I remember just you don't give them things away. You
Yeah,
can't-
yeah.
You cannot give an Origin jersey away. But I remember just giving a Rick Rosman this fucking Origin jersey. Go, mate, fucking Rick Rosman, mate. I love you. You're a
Cherish
legend.
this, though.
Love you. So, remember sitting in his recording studio down in King's Cross.
Yeah, right.
And I'm sitting there listening to this music. I'm going, I know that music, mate. I know that music. And he goes, go meet the bloke. I said, why? He said, just go meet him. And I walked out around the corner. I walked in. I said, I know, this guy's just mixing all this music. I said, I know your music. He goes, yeah, I'm the music for Dragon. I do all the music for Dragon. I went, are you fucking... I didn't even know who the bloke was. I went, are you serious? I said, it is. He goes, mate, every single thing I put has got Dragon in it. He said, because I done all the music for Dragon. I went, mate, I love
awesome.
you. It was so cool because Dragon was massive, man.
Fuck yeah.
I was, I remember running on the stadium one day and Doc Neeson was just standing there and he looks at me.
The greatest.
And
the
he's
fucking
The
greatest.
second best Angels vocalist
Get
of all time.
fucked,
Doc just
Lenny.
looks at me and goes, yeah, stop that. And he goes, fucking love you, Robbie O. And I looked at Albie, Darren Albert,
hell.
and I said, mate, Doc just said hello to me. And I went, Darren Albert, he goes, yeah, how you going, mate? And I said, he doesn't even know you, brother. So I remember after the game just going, Albie, Doc didn't know you, but he fucking knew me. And I was the biggest Angels fan, loved Angels.
Dude.
I kissed Angels when my first kiss was to Angels. I
Is
just
that Sandra Bullock?
No. Heidi Mills.
That's Keanu Reeves.
Angels were just
Heidi
blasted
Mills.
in some LA nightclub.
How good are Angels? How good are Radiators? Actually, in reverse that around. Went and seen Radiators play at Wickham Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only recently, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not the
Nah,
Radiators
not good.
anymore.
not good.
It's not the Radiators anymore.
What about the Angels now, though? Are they still there?
Well,
David Gleason.
they finally got a good record. Are you a Jets fan? Because for me,
I'm
they're
a fucking Jets fan, brother.
they're my favourite Australian band of all time. This fucking dumb cunt here thinks that Doc Gleason's a better singer than
Doc
Dave
Gleason was a better
Neeson,
singer.
sorry.
Doc Neeson was a better singer than Dave Gleason. Fucking oath he was.
fuck.
Mate, you got
And a much better front man.
Jones boy jumping off a freaking stage, right?
Yep.
Jones is jumping off the stage. I'm jumping on a bus. Girls are ripping me. Men are ripping me shirt off as I'm getting on this bus, and I'm standing in the middle of the bus going to the from that concert
Yeah.
to the Cricketers Arm Hotel.
Yep.
And I'm sitting on the bus, and Chief, the gentleman he is, he goes,
Fucking good looking
mate,
prick.
put a shirt on. We can't go around. And mate, I just went, are you jealous, Chief? Because I'm such a good looking young. So he's got to put a shirt on. He can't walk in with the shirt on. He's Captain Savage. And I turned around and Rosie's sitting. I said, Rose, give me your Screaming Jets fucking vest. So I put the Screaming Jets vest on. And I still live and die. I sleep in the Screaming Jets vest.
Yeah,
from
fuck yeah,
the
I'm
Rose.
jealous. I'm jealous.
So Rosie's there. Mate, all the boys are on the bus with us. So
Yeah.
Mate, the Rose give me his vest, and mate, I love the Rose, and I love all the Jets.
Does Gleason party as hard as it looks like he parties?
I reckon he would have. Eh?
There's an incredible.
He did that night.
He would have.
I've had one offstage interaction with him, and that was when we used to go to Newcastle Beach as teenagers, and we were there one day. It was hot as fuck, or else you wouldn't go to the beach. And we buried Benny up to his neck in sand,
As you do.
and
Bury the ball guy.
and Dave Gleason comes strutting across the beach, leather pants,
Oh, no way.
boots.
No, you're telling lies. You're telling lies. That's
I wish I
shit. No, you're
was.
full of shit.
Leather jacket,
No.
and just looks at us and goes, "That's fucking pretty cool, boys." and then fucking
Stop it.
just keeps strutting across the fucking beach. And I went, that cunt's the best singer in the world.
Mate, I'll quote Andrew Johns, that's all day. Fucking all day. No way. But I can imagine. But
mate.
I could imagine on a good night.
On a quiet Saturday morning, he's just walking along the beach.
Wow.
He probably had, I guarantee he hadn't been to bed. This is Saturday. He wouldn't have been to bed since Wednesday, I reckon.
If you had a top of that with Mark Richards with his surfboard underneath his arm on the left-hand side and Joe with his football on the right-hand side of his body, that would have just been the best story of all time.
How fucking iconic is that photo of Daniel Johns and Andrew Johns at the thing?
Love it.
Incredible.
Love it. The guy's got tattooed that on his body, remember?
What was that?
Yeah, I've
Some
seen
guy's
that.
got the tattoo on his body. He's got another guy's just got Joey surfing the bloody board down the
Yeah.
main street, and yeah, mate, I always got WW tattooed on my ass when I bend over. It says wow.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Wow. And when I stand on my head, it says mum.
I got 2 P's on mine.
And a pod.
We love you, Pop. That's the noise it makes.
Doesn't pop off.
It
Let's
might,
move on.
You mentioned tattoos and stuff. It must have been cool, because we were talking about this recently on another episode. Was it cool seeing fucking like red and blue houses all around town for a while after that grand final?
It's surreal.
Yeah.
What happened? It's surreal. This is ridiculous. I remember going down, and when you talk about being a rock star and the Daniel John story. So I remember going down the highway in '97, and girls were on the back of cars just with their tops off, just pulling their boobs out and stuff. and we
Shout out to
went
Mum.
Pretty much, yeah. We pretty much said we rock stars. So by the time we pulled the bus up and went back to meet these girls and sort of hung with them, and play. Yeah. So and that's when we just went. This is something more than just a game of football.
Yeah.
It's pretty psycho.
It meant a lot. It meant a lot to the town
massive.
because, as we mentioned
You'll never
before,
see that again. You'll
No.
never see it. Mate, if the Knights go in the grand final now, they will cheer them, they support them, they won't send 50 fucking buses down the hallway because, for one, they can't because most people can't fucking afford it.
Yeah.
$120 ticket to a freaking
And it's members only.
Yeah. And then you've got social distance. So, mate, you'll never see that ever.
But as we mentioned before, it's not the same players that have been there for years and years and years.
And that too. That too.
Well, Brownie tried that. He tried to bring up players who were in the younger grades and
Yes.
Was it Brownie? Who am I thinking of? Am I wrong? No.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I could be wrong.
I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
But
I honestly don't.
The turning point for me, man, was when Brian Smith came on board. That was.
Did. Let's go get the guy that lost the one grand final was supposed to fucking win to coach our team. Let's do that. And then let's go to every single country that's not fucking Australia and get players to come here and play for our fucking team. And then all of a sudden, I was
And get rid of everyone else.
a board of director. Oh shit! Asset code of conduct's going to fuck me up here now. So I was on the board of director.
We'll censor it. So
Walking around the ground with a thing saying, "What do we need?" Just a sheet of paper, and I just come up with this idea to walk around the ground with a sheet of paper to get members and guests and whatever at the game. Just give me feedback what you need us to do as directors. So just something to come up with. I had nothing else to do because I had not had a brain in my fucking head, and all these guys on the board of directors had money. I had a piece of paper, and I remember just sitting on the hill one day, just handing out piece of papers, Q&A questions to all these members and all these fans and all this sort of stuff, and I hear this go, New Zealand Knights, go get them. And I turn around, and we had 11 Islanders on the field playing New Zealand, and they had 10.
Yeah,
Newcastle
right.
Knights had 11. Mate, Brian Smith done it fucking well. He come and fucked our club up.
Yeah, man.
And and it was still in recovery mode to a point
lost
where
everybody.
we have to employ people to come and make our.
He's the turning point of our club. He is what happened to
Oh, yeah.
Newcastle.
He done
It's
it
as
good.
simple as that.
He done it really good.
well, fuck the bad year. Let's talk about the best year of all time. Let's talk about '97.
Oh, that's the first time
if we
I
have to.
freaking had a pull.
Did that, leading up to that year, did that year feel different for you guys in camp? Like, did it feel like this could be the year that we're going to fucking do this?
It was after all the whole Super League. I mean, the whole Super League thing was still going on.
You know how many fucking beers I've had since then? Are you serious?
I mean, no judgment. I can't remember what I did
I
yesterday.
literally have not stopped drinking since 97 years.
Me either, to be honest. I was 11. I was 11. We won. I went, fuck this.
You haven't fucking shaved since fucking 97. Jesus Christ. Mate, it was surreal, mate. It was legendary, surreal. It was just beyond anyone's ever imagined. So
You're a kid at that point still. You're still a very young bloke. I mean, you've only recently, 5 years earlier, signed your first fucking contract, first grade contract with
got me first pube, yeah.
and then within that 5
Off a bloke at the pub.
but within that 5 years, I mean, going from a young bloke playing football with your dad for East in Brisbane, signing with a national rugby league club with Newcastle, obviously, to then debuting for Queensland and then Australia and then winning the 1997 grand final. Dude, you could have been fucking dancing on the wind, which is the gayest way I can say it.
You must have been prancing around the streets.
Mate, first of all,
Honestly,
before I answer the question, stop playing with your nipples, mate. It's,
Are they hard?
yeah, they're fucking hard. Look at them.
You want to touch
If
it?
anyone need any oranges juiced, I know a bloke.
Mate, we're literally
I'm excited,
young
fuck yeah.
kids in unknown territory.
Yeah.
Mate, I talked to you earlier on about this. We're kids with a gun in hand going to war.
Yeah.
And we didn't know we were going to come back. And it's not a bit we're going to come back and die, but if you don't win the game, you're going to die, mate. You're going to be the one team that always never won that grand final.
You're the team that lost.
So
that
we
year.
had to, so we had to go.
Forget the
We had
20
a war, we
teams
had
that
to
didn't
come
make
back
it.
and with their friggin' bullets in our pockets and a gun in our hand and just, get you know, just get the victory.
When you're
And,
playing-
no, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool what happened. But if you play a team against a town, you're going to fucking lose, mate. You can't play a team against a town. We were there in 2001, and we're going through, and Michael Hagan, whether he's the smartest person I've ever met in the world, I'm not sure, but he put us in Parramatta the night before the game. And he said, we're going to stay at the Parramatta Park Royal in the middle of the heart of Parramatta. So we drove down, once again, 100,000 people leading us down the street. We drove through the main street of Parramatta with one balloon in that shop, Peter Wynn's sports store covered in Parramatta. Went around to the Park Royal, walked in, and the whole Parramatta Park Royal was done up in Knights balloons. I walked into the first meeting, and Ben Kennedy goes, did anyone see that, or is this fucking me? And we just knew what he's talking about. He goes, mate, we will win this by 50 freaking points. And he goes, he makes a statement, which I live and die by now. He goes, we play for a team. We play for a town. They play for a team. And he said, I think Hindmarsh might come from that town. It's about the rest of them, or brought to the town. So, mate, and we went there, and as it turned out, we're 24-0 at half time or something. It's just literally, I mean, there's one mistake in the first half from a Danny Vidiris pass to Steve Simpson down the sideline. Not that I watched it 5,000 times. And it wasn't even forward. You know, Danny does the no-look passes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't forward. It was just like whoever was the ref, Bill or something, saying, we just
Fuck
call
off,
something up for
Harrigan.
2 seconds.
Fuck off.
So,
He hated
it was
Newcastle.
the perfect half of football.
Get a
And
haircut. Get a haircut,
they could
Harrigan.
never, if it wasn't for PJ Marsh was a little hooker for Parramatta. If it wasn't for PJ Marsh, we would have won it by 50 points. So, as it turned out with PJ, and mate, believe me or don't believe me, PJ had pictures of me on his bedroom wall as a kid.
Right.
He's up in Queensland, my brother's best mate and all that sort of stuff, but just a massive big fan of Robbie O'Davis. And they talk about visualisation in anything, visualisation in sport, visualisation in life, whatever. So he visualised getting to Robbie O'Davis. Mate, he tells the story all the time. He goes, I visualised getting to Robbie O'Davis. He said,
To being Robbie O'Davis, you
no,
mean?
just getting to me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Grand final. He said,
Yep.
all I want to do was get to my hero. Yeah. He said, I did not see 12 people in front of me. And he come out and he got through our line because he looked at me. He didn't see 12 defenders in front of him. He's seen me at the back. And he picked up the ball. It makes a great lesson for kids playing rugby league. He said, I just looked past the 12 defenders. He's the same size as me, PJ. He said, I just seen my hero. He said, I just need to get to you. He busted it up 3 times to a point where he passed the ball and sent Brez Hodges over for 2 tries.
Yeah.
And they come because of PJ Marsh. And it's a really good yarn. It's a very good education for any kid, like I said, playing sport, because mate, how can you visualise 12 monkeys, word again, monkeys, 12 big human beings in front of you, but see the smallest guy on the field, and I just want to get him.
Yeah. He's the one I'm
He
going
found
for.
me 3 times in the final.
Yeah, right.
But you are one of the biggest fucking dangers back then as well. I mean, everyone had to look out for Robbie O'Davis. You know, that's why you were Robbie O'Davis. You know, that was it, man. Like
my TikTok account, TikTok,
I want to hear about TikTok.
Oh, mate, I TikTok. I got in trouble last night, actually.
What'd you do?
I TikToked in my singlet.
Did you have the arms out?
I blew my face
I
off
had
on
the
TikTok.
septicals. So the Mrs. says to me today, she goes, you're trying to pick up, aren't you? I said, why? She said, you TikToked in a singlet. I said, listen, old mate. I said,
Listen, old mate.
No one's ever had my dick out, is it? Like, I just had a singlet. She goes, yeah, so you're TikToking. And I said, but the TikTok was like me in a singlet telling people I'm 48 years of age. And she goes, yeah. And look at your comments. And there's like sexy babe and all this sort of. I said, but look at the people that they're 155 years old. People commenting on a 48-year-old man. Like, come on,
People
man.
that froth on the internet are not exactly
honestly,
fucking glamours.
I've done a nude for a sun cream company with my ass and shoulders and all that sort of stuff, having and covering my Knight's tattoo on my ass, which I will not be showing you.
Not by
on my
choice.
ass. And I said, well, last year I've just got a nude photo of myself with sun cream on my ass. I went, and you didn't worry about that? She goes, but you got paid for that, sweetheart. You're not there at the moment. You're trying to pick up women. I went, I just don't get it. Do we get women? No, let's not go there. So anyway, 97 grand
Sid
final
doesn't.
was pretty good.
Dude, was that
Anyway, my TikTok's going pretty good at the moment because...
was that tattoo pre or post 97?
No, so this is pretty fucking shit from Chief and pretty shit from fucking Johns because, mate, Matt and Chief both hate needles, right? So they go, boys, we're going to go design tattoos for winning the grand final at the freaking Cricketers Arm Hotel about the third day in the grand final.
Best place to organise a tattoo.
Down to our mate designs his tattoos. The boys one by one getting tattoos, shoulders, bums, wherever's got to go. Nice tattoo. And I just stopped winning grand finals because my ass is not that fucking big. So
you only got 2 cheeks.
If I keep freaking winning, I just couldn't put any more fucking tattoos on my ass. So that's a joke. Anyway, so just keep it tight, boys. Just keep it tight. Always keep your ass tight.
Not like the ass.
Yes, hell. So anyway, after the whole of the go down, design the tattoos, and all the boys get, the only 2 guys that didn't get tattoos in 1997 were
Chief and Johns
and Matty.
Fucking Matt Johns.
Oh no,
right.
He's on there. Joey's got.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But yeah, Matt and Chief scared needles. They hate needles. Yeah.
So tell us about.
That's funny because they probably took many painkillers in their freaking life to get on the field. Yeah.
How good are painkillers?
You love them.
I love them.
Tell us about the week, the month, the 2 months following that grand final, 97. How chaotic was it, and for how long? Because that parade thing.
What day is it? Saturday. So we've
we just finished.
We're pretty much 23.
Just shy of 23 years.
23 years into not stopping. And that's why I'm here today. If I can stop, not stop. How good's this?
It's fucking nuts, though. I mean, when anyone thinks of a grand final, that 97, and regardless if you're a Knights fan or not, 97 is the grand final that people think of.
Sure.
That's got to be a cool thing to be a part of.
Save the game, mate. Save the game.
Definitely, yeah. Fucking oath it did.
Save the game.
100%.
I just love the way you guys just haven't got questions to ask on a piece of paper. You just go on tangents. It's really cool.
Because we are professional. As I pour this VB into this glass.
Rolling.
Well, I read something,
and I told you my music story, which obviously hit a soft spot.
I was going to ask. I heard you played trumpet as a child, or
trombone, mate.
Trombone,
mate. Get it right, Joe.
Oh, sorry. Fuck me, eh?
You fucking cunt.
Give us your trombones. Give us your trombone story.
No, so I was at school, and I was at grade 6, and we just obviously primary school in Queensland. So grade
as
6
is grade 6, yes.
Oh, is it real? Okay, cool. In 2 states, we do something similar. Anyway,
it does differ, Lenny. I
remember the teacher coming up and going, "Listen, there's an opportunity to go in and play music," and everyone said no. No one wants to play music, but she said you get out of 2 lessons a day. So every single one of us, the football players especially, put their hands up. We're going to go play music. So I remember walking in and just looking at all these massive big bits of gold and things that shined and things that made noises, and it's just flutes, and it's pretty much like band camp. And
it's enticing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And I seen this one thing, and it just had this long. It's a trombone. It just went up and back and forward. It was just so exciting. It just went. Wow.
Just like looking at Ian Roberts, really.
Yeah, pretty much. So I've looked at this thing and I went, mate, you're my man. You come at me. So I remember grabbing it, and the old mate come over to me and she says, "Oh, give me a high note." I went, brrr, and I just moved it along, moved this thing along. And she goes, "Well, give me a low note," brrr, and it made the same sound. She goes, "Stop moving that thing. Give me a high note." Brrr, I just moved along again.
Best.
Just stop moving it. So you make with your tonsils, you make this high, and like, all right, so
you figure it out.
Yeah, go home and practice.
Everyone out there, grab a trombone,
and we'll come. Yeah,
and give us a low note.
Exactly. So go home and practice, and come back tomorrow, and we'll go again. So I remember taking this trombone home, and I thought I could have been something special. I could have been.
Could have been anybody.
Yeah, I could have been
anything.
Could have been a contender.
Anything.
Daniel Johns of trombone. So I've just taken this thing home, and I still remember to this day my old man saying, "If you blow that fucking thing one more time, I'll jam it that far up your asshole." And I come back and give it to the music teacher next day. I said, "I'll never ever play this ever again."
Sorry, Miss. Dad's going to fuck me with it.
She's seen in me the minute I remember her eyes glistening as I was walking out the door, just going, "I've missed a good one there." I missed it. She was
the one that got away.
Yeah. So I got to be a musician. They're pretty much, they fucked it up for me. Dad. He made me as a rugby league player, but fuck.
Honestly, man,
he made you a grand
child
final
abuse
winner.
worked to a degree. Well, look at you.
It got us two grand finals.
Yeah. But imagine if I learned them both together. I could have. I could have played.
Well, you wouldn't have played parade after.
We wouldn't have
people on their assholes of Johns in the fucking skateboard and me with a trombone.
We would not have needed the Jets for the fucking parade. It would have just been you down the street, Pied Piper of fucking Newcastle.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Everyone want a low note? Bah. Everyone want a high note? Bah.
Yeah, could have been anything. That's it. It's all gone.
Well, man, I'm jealous. You were pretty lucky to be the age you were at the time you were. What were the bands you were listening to in Newcastle at the time in the mid-90s? Screaming Jets, obviously.
It's funny you asked that because you asked that before.
But I asked it again now.
Okay, so at the
We've had more
Cambridge,
beers since then.
I said that, mate. Give me some names.
Well, you would have seen.
There's
I
some
mean,
guy with the black hairs going around, and he used to rock Newcastle, and he's got the voice. He's got the really cool name, and he's a good-looking bloke. Go.
J. Marjorie Banks.
no, because you really only mentioned Hoodoo Gurus.
No, mate.
But Newcastle had Screaming Jets, had Silverchair.
Gurus got tripped over me through the origin. So Rick come in. Oh, just sit back and. Welcome back. Sorry, guys, just lean back, just relaxing. So as it turned out, I got involved with the Hoodoo Gurus through Rick Rosman coming into Origin Camp. So there's one guy, he's got the coolest name, and he just like walks around Newcastle. He still rocks this joint, and he's got the best.
Still plays?
Yeah, he just went through the best. He used to play every Sunday night at the Beaches Hotel, and he was so cool. He was such a good looking bloke, and
Not Sid.
No. Mate, and I've just partied with him that many times in my whole freaking life, and he's like my age now, and
You caught up.
shit. Mate, I think of him before the end of the night.
We'll look it up. We'll look it up and we'll put it on the post.
Mate, you've had him here because he still rocks Newcastle.
Yeah, right.
Everything. He's just like the best. But there's a guy at the moment that I'm really liking. He's just all on the guitar, and he had a jam with Santana, and his son goes to school with my son.
Yeah, right.
And he just like rocks this thing. They send a little bit of Facebook porn to each other at the moment, so we're having a bit of fun. And I'm trying to think of his name, but he's got this thing going on where what he can do with his fingers on a guitar.
His wife's stoked.
Same. Yeah, so when I think his name too. But why he's keep feeding me full of piss, I just these guys.
Well, we'll talk music off air.
No, keep talking fucking music. Keep going. Keep it up.
He's got black blowwave. Come on, man. He's knowing.
Mate, you've got me fucked here.
No, I know.
Slash.
I know. Dude, mate, Newcastle born bred. He just rocks.
But Newcastle back in the mid-90s was
his house for
man. It was a good scene back then. Like back in the mid-90s, my grandparents owned a hotel in Maitland.
Music going around Newcastle.
Fucking oath, man.
Great music.
My grandparents had the Queen's Arms Hotel in Maitland for a few years from 93 to 2000, and I was lucky enough to grow up. And
yeah, good.
No, I still can't fight. I'm fucking 30 something years old, and however old I am, and I still can't throw a punch. Anywho, fucking man, but I remember back then in the mid-90s, the music scene was fucking great, and people enjoyed going out and watching a live band, and not just a covers band. They wanted to see original music. Yeah. How was it? I mean, you were a bit older than me back then.
Rude.
The Years.
Hey?
Leo Della Grotta.
Oh, The Years. Yeah.
No, that's not. That is a band. I could just go.
Right.
I remember seeing Leo Della Grotta.
His son still plays Adam Della Grotta.
The band that he played in when he first started. So what are the years? What are their name years ago? Go.
Oh, mate.
Jeez, fuck. Back then, so...
Alan Robinson, the jockey.
Man, I'm 34.
Alan, yeah, I know, Robert.
Alan Robinson, the jockey.
Yeah.
There you go. You got a fucking job to do. A big fella.
Sid? Yeah. Look this up.
Sid, you got a job to do.
Look us up, dude.
Mate, look us up years. Say, what's the name of the band that Leo Della Grotta played in back in the 90s?
Pre The Years.
Yep.
Because the years are still going.
And it's the same blokes. Exactly the same bloke, same band. I went to Beresfield Bolo with Alan Robertson, the jockey, one day.
Did you ever go to
Really
Barabolo
respect-
when downstairs was called Pussies?
What do you think I fucking went to Barabolo? Serious? I got grannies and pussies. I don't man around with dicks and fucking.
That's
anus.
why they named it Pussies.
After
the
Robbie
years.
was there.
The years. So Leo Della Grotta and all the guys that in the years. What was their band prior? And when it comes out, and the listeners are sitting here now going, mate, that name, everyone knows because it's the best band that run around Newcastle.
Whilst he's doing that, what are you listening to nowadays? This is where we judge you.
And Chris Brown goes pretty good.
No
I
argument
like
there.
Chrissy Brown. So
He's got a few
my,
hits
my
in his-
little nephew.
He's got a
my
few
little
hits on his
nephew
record.
Looks like Chris Brown. He dances like Chris Brown. Everything he does is Chris Brown.
You
So
fight like him?
I pretty much know. I remember going to Vegas 3 years ago and watching Chris Brown, and we're standing there, and me and my partner, and obviously they're not going to know I'm Aboriginal in the joint with
No, they can
with
tell.
pale skin, but there's 15,000 Negroes in this freaking nightclub in the middle of Vegas, and Chris Brown, me and what
Very pale wife.
Pommy.
Pommy.
Why?
Never,
So anyway,
never even heard the word tan.
and I remember just sitting there going, this is unbelievable. Just watching Chris Brown and my little mate, my little nephew, looks like him, dresses like him, all that sort of stuff. And I've seen these bits of paper coming from the roof. I'm just going, this is out of control. Like, the paper's coming to the roof, we're dancing. And I grabbed one of the bits of paper. It's a $1, American $1. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
right.
no, it's not real. So I'm sitting there going,
We found the years.
I've got one bit of paper from the roof. It looks like a $1 note. So I just went, picked up all these $1 notes from the floor, and I went, I'll go get a bourbon. So I walked over to the bar and said, I'll just get 2 bourbon and cokes and stuff. And the lady took the money and went, oh shit, it's money coming from the roof. So I ran back and I'm dancing, and I'm doing back spins and picking up money and putting it in my pocket. All that
I
sort of
imagine
stuff.
you gave something to Matty Johns because he really needs the money.
So, but no one knew. They all thought it was paper. So I'm
Confetti,
sitting there-
yeah.
I'm just sitting there pocketing all this money in the middle of Vegas. So right at the end of the concert, I've literally put $1,000 in my pocket of all this. And I'm doing the worm. I'm literally doing the worm through the dance floor, just picking up bits of $1 coins in my mouth.
Why are your pants so puffy?
And-
They're not cut. It's dollar
And then At
coins.
the end of the concert, Chris Brown goes, I just want to let you all know, guys, I've dropped $10,000. Mate, you've never seen a bigger scrabble, but I've cleaned up half the joint anyway. So they probably got $2,000, I've got 8. But between the 1,500,000 people, whatever it is, they got $2,000, I got 8.
That's the best.
Yeah, I'm actually still living on $1 notes. So the years, we're just talking about the years with Leo Della Grotta.
Oh, thank you, Sid.
I think this is it.
Are we
Thanks for
good?
making this
you got
easy.
it? Yeah.
About
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
years.
Take it away, Robert
yeah,
Troy.
it's a girl, Crystal Young. No, yeah. Oh, actually, it might be. Actually, we've got on the Wiggles. So is Leo. So we just need to find. Here we go. Leo has been drum kit and. Oh man, Baron. It doesn't say there, but Baron. Baron rocked. It didn't say Baron, but as I was looking in, we're going.
Right.
So Baron rocked Newcastle.
Baron Von Rock.
Baron
Everyone?
rocked Newcastle forever. So Baron turned to the years.
Where'd you guys, other than the Kmart, where'd you guys go in your heyday?
Well, they didn't have a 24-hour Kmart, so we couldn't go there.
Yeah, Jasmine was a ghost town back then.
But they did have Sizzler, and Sizzler
did
didn't go run for 24 hours, but we had cheese bread and we had like pumpkin soup and all that sort of stuff. So we spent a lot of time with Sizzler.
Did you spend much time at Strokers on King Street playing pool?
Fucking you idiot, mate.
Never a truer word spoken.
No,
Oh, Sid.
no, mate.
Oh, Sid's fucked the podcast.
I've completely
He destroyed the studio. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, guys.
Sid's gone full TI and he's just
Yeah.
tearing the place
I've
down.
never played.
He's getting jealous. He is on our turf.
We done something pretty simple. We done the Bird Hotel, and
Yeah.
we done Cricketers Arms.
Yeah, right.
Cricketers Arms. The things we say at the Cricketers Arms can never be re-announced, and then the things we done at the Burwood, which is the zoo named. But this one time, and the one thing that I have to tell you about the zoo, which is Burwood Hotel, obviously, that 12 world surfing champions walked in the zoo. Right. Not to know that Dennis Lilly was sitting in the
Yeah,
zoo
right.
having a beer. Not to know there was 5 international rugby league players in the zoo. Baz, that owned the zoo, takes a look around, mate, while he was ducking all the ecstasy tablets bouncing off the walls, goes, This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. So there's DK Lilly,
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, she out that night.
She was following you around.
Harrigan, O'Davis, the two Jones, Adam Muir. But there was 5 international rugby league players and the 12 World Silver team with Kelly Slater included, just in that thing. And he had this photo. And he put this photo on the wall. He took the photo and all the lunatics behind on the bar just went bang. So this massive big photo got put on the wall and it got sold. The Burwood Hotel got sold for Christ no. But the big photo of that one day was on the wall and the big billabong post at the front was just crazy. And like I said, it looked like the photo was blurred because the XC tablet was bouncing past the photo.
That's how I'm seeing you right now.
Yes.
Our last piss break was fucking choice.
This one photo, and the rumour has that the guy came and said, I'll pay something million for your place to buy it. And he goes, but I want that left here.
Yeah, right.
And Baz said, no. That's my photo. He goes, I'll give you an extra 100,000 for that photo to stand on the wall. And Baz pulled it off and walked away with it.
Fucking hell.
$100,000 photo. He said, mate, no. And Baz took his photo.
Fuck, it wouldn't be a good pick.
But
are you wearing a singlet in the pic?
It's the most clever person in the world. You'd probably just take a fucking screenshot of it and just print it and cut out.
You just print the cut and hang it straight back up.
No, wouldn't
you? Deal.
So, $100,000 save money and just screenshot it and walk out and then reprint it. Yes.
Well, man, footy's been really, really fucking good, dude. Do you still watch the game regularly?
We're going to watch the Knights.
We are watching
very soon. Mate, I don't. I'm a fan of rugby league, definitely, because I played it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But
how is it now compared to when you played, though? Like, so the game now, as a fan, looks completely, well, not completely, but it looks a lot different to how it did.
It's been sped up by
25 years ago.
The rules and all that sort of stuff, but they're no bigger. They're no bigger than us.
Did you find much
different? But if you these guys with their muscles and their shit run Paul Harrigan's still going to bounce.
Well, I was about to bring him up. You mentioned earlier, Sparta and Harrigan and Glenville and whatnot. The way they trained, the way they played, would that style of football work in today's game? Or do you think that it's too fast for them, perhaps?
No, mate, the tough kids survive the rest of your life.
Tough stuff, but endurance is different too, though.
Like, we had the guys that played for 80 minutes, didn't we?
Yeah.
We had every single player play for 80 minutes. These guys play for 20 minutes. So you can be muscle bound, you can be big, you can be strong, whatever you want. But if you go for 80 minutes, you're in the game.
Have you been watching
do you think being an enforcer now, though, like being a chief or a sergeant or a spud in today's game, do you think now it matters as much as it did 20 years ago?
You can't be, can you, really? You have running the line and clip line. Well, look, but unfortunately, the guy next to you hits as hard as you do. So you can run out and clip someone, and the next guy, the little guy, can run out and clip them as hard as you do because they're just bigger kids. So that doesn't play such a big impact in the game. No, because you can't verbally go try to physically, unless you're the guy from Cronulla last week. You can't physically try to kill someone.
Well, that was my whole
point. Did he never apologised for that?
Yeah.
He never apologised. He thought, he still to this day, I can't remember his name. He claims that was a legitimate.
Well, fuck him. It was a high tackle.
If you don't put music on and go for a piss, there's a big chance I'm going to run out and hit both of you blokes exactly the same way very soon.
All right. Well, so look, let's take a break.
Let's have a listen to a song and we'll come back. Let's have a listen to Eggshells by Spades, who's going to be on the show in a couple of weeks. We'll be right back.
To you, I must confess.
And you're back with Jay and Lenny on Nightrain Radio, and you're joined with Robbie O'Davis.
What about Spades there, by the way? He's on the show next fortnight. Did you enjoy that, Robbie?
Robbie Troy? He's a good dude.
Robbie Troy. Yes, very much. Oh, feedback.
There we go. Got that fixed. Drunken Jay fixed that up. There we go.
Hello.
Well, look, we've all got a Knights game to watch soon, so we're going to.
We do, but so look, before we do any of that, I want to ask a question, mate. The Super League thing. What was your? You were a Knights. You were dedicated there and then. Did the Mariners? Shit name, by the way. Did the Mariners ever come to you to? Did they offer you a contract at all? Or?
No, we're in a situation where Jamie Ainscough, which is a name from the Knights and whatever else. So
he bit somebody.
No, he actually got
allegedly,
or he got bit.
A tooth went in his arm.
He got bit. That's right.
A tooth stayed in his arm. He just went, I see a scratch, and about a month later, he just gangrened his arm, and they found a tooth in his arm. Yeah, so I nearly lost it.
That was on Leno. That was huge news. Yeah.
So anyway, as it turned out, Jamie Ainscough and I went to just a motel opposite Fanny's. So you don't want to go into Fanny's, not opposite Fanny's.
You don't want to go near it. That's completely wrong.
No. It's a shame to go if you want. So anyway, we've gone to the arsehole across the road, not too far away from Fanny's, and
just down the road.
Michael O'Connor was the guy doing the dealing. Michael O'Connor is just a name of rugby league, doing all the dealing and all that sort of stuff with the contracts, and they lost the Johns boys right in front of Jamie Ainscough and I. And they said, mate, we lost the Johns boys to ARL. Jesus, crisp sound.
Beautiful,
and,
isn't it?
We're going to offer the Johns contracts to you guys. And, mate, I could have just taken that contract and went to Super League.
Fucking one of the great paws.
And retired.
Making spiders.
Head like mice. So, anyway, and turned around and retired a year after that. They had money on money.
That was it.
And which makes it even funnier that Matt still wanted to get, couldn't pay for his bills that year before. So anyway, we could have taken, but we still, Jamie Ainscough and I still went to ARL.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. So that the money they were chucking around made us...
Tempted?
Made us turn into brats. Made us turn into spoiled brats that just played a game, and still you see it today. Did you ever
still have to work when you played, or were your contracts always enough to go, fuck the gig?
Remember that story about
the
leaving
diesel
Curry
thing?
TAFE, mate? Yeah.
But I don't know. A lot of players.
Well, I'll interject. I remember when I was a kid, I was hanging out with a mate over at Tyers Hill. He lived over there. Shout out to Bradley Chapman. He lived right behind fucking Robbie McCormack. Funnily enough.
All yours.
Yep, I feel. Yes.
We good? Yeah. Anyway, so
that's why I poured. It's freaking hot beer, mate. This guy's got one job to do over here, and he's giving me freaking hot beer. All right, bro. All right.
Jesus.
I didn't get it from the fridge, can't you? Did.
If you were Wadbury tribe, you wouldn't be giving me hot beer.
If you're one of us, you would have got the right one.
Fuck. Anyway, so
if you're Murray, not a Curry, you'll be fine.
But he is a TI.
Fucking TI.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he's TI.
Yeah. He's not one of us.
And then my mum walks around.
But man, I remember back then McCormack playing first grade football, and I was in awe of being, because he was the very first grade rugby league player I'd ever met. So I was like, fucking wow, this is nuts. So we're at back of his house, and I'm thinking to myself, this is cool. But this dude just got home from work. He's now putting on his footy boots, and then he's going to train, and then he's going to play first grade football on the weekend.
It's a really sore point for me, mate. So this.
It's a really good question, though.
Coming to each other after the game, coming to each other after the game, and embracing each other, and talking, and loving, and hugging, and praying, mate. Tony Butterfield, if you walk up to him after the game and him try to shake his hand, you just punch him in the dick. Literally, mate. Dick. You don't watch what they're doing, mate. Watch these kids are doing. They don't care. They're getting paid win, lose or draw.
Yeah.
They don't give a.
When it comes from when it goes from a passion to a job or a business, you fucking lose it.
Obviously, this is surreal. What's happening now with the world, but these kids were doing this before this all come apart, this bubble and all that sort of shit. It'll become so. This, I just can't. The embrace in the middle of the field and trying to be friends and all that sort of stuff, mate. Like I said, just don't do it. Just don't do it because us old hard bastards. Like I said, I'm now 80 kilos ring weight.
Me too.
I'm not the most aggressive man. You go, Robbie O'Davis going to come and kill me because he's the biggest, strongest, biggest nosed person I've ever met. But honestly. Someone must just, when people say to me all the time, mate, geez, you're a freaking hard prick to play against such a big man and small men are big men's game. So I pride myself on that. And to watch the way these kids embrace and love and kiss and after a contact sport, that's really, I just don't get it, mate. I don't get it at all. I don't understand the game the way it's gone because we were tough bastards. Mate, they got his freaking eye stitched in the Origin. With staple gun.
Yeah.
That's football.
Adam McDougall playing with a fucking broken arm, getting me out of the match, scoring 3 tries. I mean, that's passion. That's heart for the game.
Apparently, I played with a broken foot. How fucking good am I?
Fuck off, Brock.
Mate, if I broke my cock, it'd be broken foot.
But no, it's fucking man. It's changed. The heart is not there like it used to be. You've got the occasional player that you'll see who is definitely there. Exactly. And they don't give a fuck. No. They don't care. They'll shake the player's hand after the game and there's let bygones be bygones.
Which is due respect, of course.
I get that, but I miss Tamana Tahu punching the fuck out of the Canterbury winger after the game because he said something bad to him. Things like that. I miss the heart, the passion of the game, and it's changed. And I don't think we'll get it back. But
you'll never see it again. You'll never see it because health and safety issues.
Fucking HIA.
If you have to wear,
well thanks to Paul Gallen and Nate Miles, like it's all their fault.
Work site and pull your sleeves down, pull your pants down, and put a helmet on, put goggles on. They're not going to let people punch each other, literally, because there's honestly, I go to my work site every day.
Yeah.
And I've got full PPE over my whole body.
Yeah.
And like, I thought PPE was like PE, I'm going to start physical education, but now it's turned into whatever fucking going on in my life. And I've got full PPE every day, and I stand in the middle of the road and back a truck on a concrete pump. And unless I jump in front of that truck as it's back and back, and I'll guarantee if I do jump in front of that truck as it's back and back, no helmet or long sleeve shirt is going to protect me from getting backed over by a freaking barrel truck. I guarantee it. So if they're going to put all these health and safety regulations, there's no way that these guys will ever be dangerous ever again. They just say, I got a headache. I'm just going to miss this game today. But it's war, mate. It's literally, like I said all the time, when you enter that field play, it's full contact. It's putting a gun in your pocket and you're going to war. If you don't walk off, if you lose, mate, you don't.
Were there games that you expected fights back in the day? I mean, now it's super rare that you see a blue in the game.
Well,
Thursday night we saw
Gagai punch on Thursday.
Yeah, he had a
2001 to 2013. Yeah, through me second marriage.
One of the great fights.
Other than probably that, mate. You didn't go out to fight. Jesus Christ, you went out to get J Arrow haircuts. You just went out to go around and just play footy and have fun. I had more fun than anyone else. Did I not have more fun?
You were the smiling assassin. You were. Yeah.
I would dance. I got the try of the year. The try celebration of the year. Not from the grand final try.
You mentioned the grand final celebration.
I resuscitated a football.
That's right. Yes.
I got a gold pass to the man Darren Albert. the South State of football because we lived together. And geez, that was a good year, that one. And he actually never had sex before he scored the try in the grand final.
Yeah, right. And then you looked after him.
He had lots. And then
Had lots.
after that, he didn't have sex again until he scored another try about 3 years later in the last minute.
It's funny.
So, yeah.
It's funny you mentioned the grand final celebration because when we spoke with a band 2 weeks ago about the grand final, and Jay's like, "Oh yeah, Robbie played the grand final. He did that thing," and he goes, "Listeners will know, like we did that thing." And I'm like, "Can't we're not on camera? You're just talking to the microphone doing this."
I don't remember. Did I really?
Yeah, it was
I was pretty drunk last night.
It was dumb as fuck.
But yeah, anyway,
Couldn't
yeah,
imagine.
so I was in that corner. That's where I was seated at Sydney Football Stadium. I was right there with my stepdad and his mum, and it was fucking magical watching you fucking do the shoulder roll and then jump up and do the thing, man.
So
It was
in the
fucking-
same corner.
Yeah, man.
Are you serious?
I was right there,
You
dude.
would have seen like this. I almost lost a nut. Did you just like? Did you honestly? Did you
Hey,
just
Di.
picture my nut? Did you just,
Well, I
just
am
like
now.
Sit back there and go.
I don't know, 12 years old,
shit.
13 years old. I was.
No, honestly, if you're going to slip a nut, you're going to notice that. But honestly, you're going to go back and you're going to Google that fucking thing, and then you're going to go, "Oh shit, he did slip a nut." And my nut hit Terry Hill on the forehead. Said, "Fuck you for being an idiot, for letting me around you." And then Jenny Moore from fucking off the side.
That's how he got the list.
Trying to take him with,
Yeah.
So I hit Jenny Moore on the forehead and fucked him off the other nut.
What Terry
So
Hill
that's the
say?
way
Oh,
we
you.
work. That's
What
the way
Terry
we
Hill
work.
say? Oh, you silly bastard! Get it off me, friend.
I don't like that bloke.
You don't like that bloke?
Correct me.
Tessa.
Terry Hill.
He's shit human being.
Yeah, fuck him. Played for Manly. But that's what I mean. Like that whole thing with Newcastle and Manly. You said Brisbane earlier. You're a fucking moron.
Fuck Brisbane.
The whole-
Fuck Michael
the whole-
Hancock.
If you
I like
lived-
Willie Carmine.
back in the day, if you lived in Newcastle, you fucking hated Manly. That was it. Like there was no choice. You either fucking liked Manly or you hated Manly. There was no.
You either
between,
dislike
man.
Manly or you got the fuck beat out of you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But
Tell me
now
why.
you can tell you. I don't know. I mean, my old man, my stepdad tells me that it's just because of back in the day that they were the Silvertails. They had the money, so they were seen as the rich club who bought all the decent players. But when I was old enough to enjoy rugby league and to appreciate what was going on, it just seemed that.
I put it down to the same reason Brisbane's hated. They were a good team.
I'm sorry to talk while you're interrupting.
Yeah, that's okay. Thanks for using my line.
All right, before you interrupt each other, I'll move on.
Do you think-
87, Manly
87,
won the
here you
grand
go.
final.
Hey?
87, Manly won the grand final.
Yeah.
88,
Yeah.
Newcastle Knights come into the grand final. They went to Marathon Stadium for their first ever game of rugby league. Newcastle Knights, first Manly, grand finalists.
Trial match.
And fucking Newcastle Knights beat the grand finalists in their first ever game. Sam Stewart, remember holding the Herald trophy up?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why they become our nemesis. They become because they won the grand final 87. All of a sudden they're playing the Newcastle Knights, 88, new team in the comp, and they beat them. Newcastle Knights beat them in their first ever game. So,
And they just hated us since
and
then, like they hated the
no,
Knights.
we hated them.
It was just,
Yeah, it's not.
yeah.
They got to hate everyone in Sydney. We just hated them. Yeah, mate. I'm like,
You still feel it though, I
I
mean,
speak to Spud Carroll every day. I speak to Hopper every second day. I
Yeah.
speak to Cliffy Lyons every third day. Mate, I'm really good mates with them guys.
We just got
because-
we got some guests for the next
Yeah,
few
mate,
weeks.
I speak to them guys because they're mentors. They're just people that I always watched and loved and just love to hate. And when you retire from the game, you don't want to hate them anymore. You just friend them.
Yeah.
And mate, I talk to them guys all the time. Spud texted me an hour before I come on the show, which was about 10 hours ago. And
Looks like it, yeah. Fuck.
literally, mate, we just have a chat. He's just really genuine bloke, believe it or not. And Hopper just rang up and said, mate, I just want to finger someone's ass tonight. I'm just bored. Yeah, pretty much said I'm bored. And you want to any
Sid's
openings I
Sid's
can
brought a
fit?
guest
And I said,
along.
no, I'm busy. I
Oh my
pretty much
God.
film me openings tonight. So I'm at the podcast. So I was busy. And then Cliffy just rings up and gives me tips at fucking Grafton races or something. There's a fucking dog race on Grafton. What get on that cunt?
You mentioned Sammy Stewart earlier. Yeah, Sam
yeah.
Stewart. Was he was the first captain
He was.
that you played under, of course?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was still captain when I
And Hagues would have
Hagues,
been
next one, yeah.
your second. So, mate, you've played under some fucking big players. Who would have been the most inspirational captain, I guess, that you played under?
Chief, would talk behind. I think the fact that Joey would ask me what would happen behind a try line before he would assess the situation made Joey a perfect captain for me. So Joey, as verbally was and most dominantly was, he would always get behind the line and respect that I had the best position on the field for view. Yeah. And he'd just go, "What?" Pretty much point at me and say, "What happened?" I said, "Our mate was slow sliding and fucking so." And obviously, Joey, you missed the freak 3 tackles in a row and lit in the last set and all this sort of stuff, which you just push aside and say, well, "Let's just forget about the last 3 tackles that I missed, boys." And Glenn Grief, you're shit. So I would pretty much. I had the best position in the field, and Joey would always look at me and get me to assess everything that happened on the field. Where Chief was a guy in a front row that I just boys.
Chief was a runner.
No,
he was a runner.
Chief would solve the problem. Is they just scored 3 tries against us. I'm just going to kill someone. And boys, just stay here. I'll be back in a sec. I'm going to kill someone. And if we end up behind the line again, it's because mate, I just missed his throat or something. But so he was like that. And Tony Butterfield was like the same. And then, geez, I retired Joey. So so Joey was like, I'm going to assess from the back. He was so much vision, but I'll assess from the back. So I thought Joey was always the best. But when you have guys like Alfie and all that sort of stuff at the Origin and all these great halfbacks and all that sort of stuff, and Darren Lockyer, I made Darren Lockyer.
Chief, you're the one who fucked his throat, are you?
Yeah, no, I just pretty much made Darren Lockyer.
That was Ian Roberts.
Yeah. No, I pulled out. He was my roommate.
You pulled out
in 2008. And,
nicer than me.
Sorry, no, 2008. It's 1998. I was his roommate. And
Same thing.
He never played for Australia, and I had. And we were over playing the Anzac Day test. And I remember going to bed the night before the game and looking at this young blonde-headed kid going, mate, this kid can play. Am I ready to be the best? Because I was in the position, he was number 14. I said, am I ready to be the best fullback in the world? Because whoever played for Australia at that time, like Steve Renouf, Brett Dallas, Chief, like Spud, Menzies, Wendell, Lottie. So we're sort of sitting there going, mate, this is a side that can never be beat. And am I ready to be the fullback in the best side for Australia? So I closed my eyes and never come up with the answer. Yeah. And the next day I went on the field and Logan Swan, big second row for Warriors, hit me on the quad and busted me burst, and I walked off the field and Darren Lockyer went on the field and replaced me. And he pretty much lost the game for Australia. He stuffed the game up 3 times. He lost the ball, dropped the ball, missed it. So his first game, very nervous. And they ended up beating us. And New Zealand ended up beating us in that game. And the next week I couldn't play for Knights against Warriors because we stayed over there as the Knights stayed there to play Warriors. And then he went back to the Brisbane Broncos and he actually got the man of the match. And then the first Origin side was picked. And because I was still injured, Darren Lockyer took my position as a fullback for Queensland. Yeah. So in 1998 he became the fullback for Queensland for the first ever time in the ARL Super League War thing. And so I now say to people in Queensland, I said, listen, I'll give you Darren Lockyer because now from that one decision in my life not to come up with an answer whether I'm better than him, because remember I closed my eyes and I didn't come up with an answer. I just went, this guy's pretty good. I closed my eyes, I never come up with an answer. So now I said to people in Queensland, I said, you've got to thank me for giving you Darren Lockyer. But now there's, from my hometown to Brisbane, there's a fucking highway named after Darren Lockyer called the Lockyer Highway. Goes to the Lockyer Valley all the way to my fucking hometown, all because I couldn't decide whether I was fucking better than him. But in Toowoomba...
Where's O'Davis Vale?
Yeah, exactly. But in Toowoomba, there's a street, Robbie O'Davis Street. Is it
right.
O'Davis? Yeah,
That's good. That's fucking cool, man.
In Highfields, Newcastle. In Highfields, Toowoomba, there's a street. It's O'Davis Street. It runs off Bennett Street, but it runs off fucking Lockyer Street on the other end. So Lockyer Street's a little bit longer. But Gilmester Street, there's O'Davis, Lockyer, Gilmester and Bennett all run off each other. So pretty much I was dictating play from the scrum base. But on the corner of Gilmester and O'Davis Street is a brothel. So yeah. I made it.
On that note,
I have a question. I read something earlier that the 97 grand final, obviously there were 2 grand finals, Brisbane and Cronulla and Newcastle and Manly. I read that there was a proposal to have a NFL type of.
Why wouldn't they do that? Why?
Was there?
I know where you're going.
Well, is that true? Was there a
never,
proposal to have
ever.
Super League versus the ARL Grand Final?
The biggest mystery of all time. The biggest mistake of all time. Don't you think?
Best of
They
both
should have
worlds.
done it. They should.
Biggest mistake of all time.
Newcastle would have fucking killed it, by the way.
No proposal. No,
Really?
no one
None?
even thought about it. No one even dreamt about it. It's like
So-
it's like Spud.
Hang
and
on, wait.
Chief.
Are you saying that Wikipedia wasn't true?
Nah, fuck that. That
Wikipedia-
would never
What?
lie.
It's not true. It's like Wikipedia says Spud and Chief are guest speaking together in a pub tomorrow night. This fucking doesn't happen, mate.
Do they legitimately not?
So there was
be in
no
the same
talk
room?
back then.
No,
Like-
mate, they would never bun.
Yeah, right.
But sorry, but there was no talk about the whole Brisbane and Newcastle Grand Final at all. There was
Not at all.
nothing.
Not at all.
A whole
Mate, if
complete
Wikipedia's
fallacy.
going to put that,
Wow.
Wicket is fucking bull as shit.
Should have been a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Should have been a thing.
No, mate. So till this day, the players want it. No one promoted it. No one wanted it. No one mentioned it. And
Man, I
still to
remember-
this day, even in the time we like I said, we were drunk for friggin' 3 months straight. So why would you want to go play someone else? So, and they were doing the same. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Look-
Never happened. Never happened. And still, when we talk to whoever it was, like when we talked to the Julian O'Neills or the Alfie Langers or bloody whoever it was, fucking in that the Broncos side, the Renoffs, why didn't it happen? We always say, why didn't that happen? Because the names in both sides both go down in history of the game.
Yeah.
Just been super friggin' stars in the game, obviously.
But
Robbie
you say
O'Davis, the
that,
biggest
I
of
mean,
all names.
Of course,
I mean,
tallest.
No one thinks of the
Tallest,
fucking Brisbane
biggest
Cronulla Grand
penalty
Final.
collectors.
You say 97. No, can't thinks of Brisbane versus Cronulla. No one. Not even a Broncos fan or a Cronulla fan. They all
Did you
think
say
of.
no one 3 times in 1 second.
I did.
Okay.
It's some kind of record.
Were you stuttering? Were you stuttering?
I've got an issue.
Look, Jay's
Yeah.
going to hate this, but it has been 10 hours of podcast so far.
Oh, we're going. Are
We've
we?
all got
We're
a night.
going.
We've all got a night's game to watch, and Robbie O has already told me off camera he's coming in for round 2
All right.
in,
so
Straight up.
in a
Right
month
to-
or so. In a month or
we're
so.
going.
So before we leave, look, Sid's given us his house for the day. He's got all of our beers. He's asked me to finish on one question, and that is, Robbie O'Davis, how'd you come up with your name?
You fucking dickhead.
It's fucking serious.
Sid.
Honestly, man.
Sid.
How did I come with my name?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Are you serious? Oh, we're going with this? Are you fucking serious? We going with this?
No, it's another
This is
one.
retarded.
I just wanted to pull the
Fuck me
pin.
dead.
another
I just
one.
wanted to pull
No,
it.
no. I'll do a fucking Gus Gould. No.
The real last question is, if you could go back and change anything about your football career, other than the year you couldn't play, what would it be?
My football career or my career?
Your career.
Okay. Not to play football.
Okay. Really?
Really?
Yeah,
For real?
yeah.
Really?
Mate,
You wouldn't play footy? If you all over again, you wouldn't play footy?
Nah.
Why?
The mental stuff? And that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, mate. Yeah. Mate, if you wake up with the pain I feel from hitting my head against the wall for 15 years,
Mm-hmm.
oh, yeah, you don't want that pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's a bad pain.
So would you tell a young bloke to go and play football nowadays?
It's a really hard thing because I've got kids that do it.
Yeah.
And and a girl,
Yeah.
daughter.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
She scored a try this morning under the
Yeah, mate,
goalpost.
she did. She did little
Little Gwenna dance.
No, mate, but I would not wish contact sport.
Yeah, right. Should have
Yeah,
stuck to trombone.
No, trombone or diesel mechanic.
Yeah, right.
But I could have fucking rap dance when I was a kid. And I done the backspin. I had that big little the cardboard on the ground. I'd backspin and I'd
Breakdance.
turbo and Uzo breakdown do
We had a question about that, Lenny.
electric boogaloo, mate. I was loving electric boogaloo. I was pretty much turbo and Uzo. I was turbo from breakdown. You haven't seen it, have you?
No.
Just go home and Google the fuck out of
You look at me like I should know what I'm talking about.
Listen,
Are
oi.
you serious, electric boogaloo?
No.
Oh, mate.
I'm 34.
Yeah, mate. Listen, I would not wish contact sport on anyone. So if you don't get asked to put it on a pedestal,
Mm-hmm.
but when you get on a pedestal, you can't get off it. And
Yep.
if you leave a game that you're and you're owned by a town, which Newcastle you are owned by a
Yeah,
town,
man.
mate, it's just the times I stood on the edge of the cliff with a beer and
Oh, man.
sorry, bro.
No, you're right, brother.
No.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
Absolutely, personally, from Jay, from Sid, from myself. First of all, thanks for coming on. But more importantly, thanks for letting a bunch of young dudes watch a fucking sport and just think that our town is a bit fucking cool for once, you know? We could not appreciate more what you and your teammates and fucking what that game did for our town. So thank you very much.
We're not going to end on a low note, mate. We're going to end my story, right?
Fucking bring it.
Okay. So after the 97 Grand Final, I go to Wall's End Touchfields, and the first money-hungry bitch that I married...
You say first like it wasn't the last.
Yeah. So anyway, I was sitting there watching a game of touch, and she was playing, and I heard my name get mentioned a couple of times, and Robbie O. I was sort of looking around, and behind me was a 1.8 metre fence, and I went, someone's literally having a go at me. So let it go for a little while, and watch our mate out there, and she's just clocking up the dollars because obviously she knew she was playing catch with my credit card. So watching the wife play at the time, play touch, heard my name get called again. I turned around on that one big fence behind me and went, well, hang on, something's going on behind me. So I went and got a rock, and because I'm obviously not the biggest person in the world, and stood on the rock and looked over the fence, and there was...
Got a rock. What are you going to say? You threw the rock, not stood on it?
The story's young. So I stood on the rock and looked over the fence, and there was 3 against 3 5-year-old kids in the backyard playing rugby league in the backyard over this fence, the galvanised fence. And they were going, Robbie O gets the ball, steps 1, steps 2. And so remember being a kid in the backyard yourself, playing football, and Mel Meninga gets the ball.
It's all about sidestep.
So it's all about the name. These kids were being me. So I'm just sitting there, just astonished that these kids are being Robbie O'Davis. So they mentioned me, Robbie O'Davis, because the grand final just finished. So I'm just going, well, wow, how incredible is this that 6 kids in the backyard playing football and didn't have a clue that the real Robbie O'Davis was on the other side of the fence, and watching him play. So I'm going, I just cannot tell these kids I'm here. I'll just keep watching, but I want to tell them that I'm here, but I can't.
It would have made their day.
So it was going on, and so this young kid runs around and palms him off and scores on the try and done the Robbie O dance from the grand final. And as he done the dance, the other young 5-year-old kid comes and pushes him, and he goes, I told you I was Robbie O at the start of the game. And he goes, well, you fucking didn't. Oh, he didn't swear. He said, I told you didn't because I was going to be Robbie. So these kids are fighting, and as they're going, I'm Robbie, I was Robbie O. Went, hey! And that was my come-in. Went, how about I be Robbie O? The look on these kids' face were just, I can never forget.
It's awesome.
Perfect. So I jumped the fence. I got on my knees and I played football.
Why'd you have to do that?
Just because. yeah, exactly, idiot. Fucking idiot.
He ruins the flow, bro.
He's literally 1.5 metres away and he thinks I can't get a punch or an elbow in the chin. So anyway, I'm not that short. So I'm on the knees playing football with these kids in the backyard. Yeah. So the look on their face, obviously, picture the look on the face when Robbie O'Davis jumps the fence. Think about the look on the mum's face when she walks out in the backyard and sees some strange human being playing football in the backyard with her kids. That's something.
That's the best.
But more importantly, fear 5 to get to 18. So give me 5 minus 18.
13.
I was at Fanny King Street Hotel one night, and a kid came up to me and said, "Can I buy you a beer?" So I'm never going to knock back a beer. Are you serious?
No,
what do you think I'm on the night train? So I said, "No, you go, son." And he goes, "Mate, I want to buy you a beer because you jumped the fence when I was a little kid and." I was one of them kids you played football with in the backyard.
Fuck, that's awesome.
You know, I got to see one of these kids growing up.
That's so cool.
Fucking cool is that, mate? It's so cool. That's the best moment of my whole life.
Yeah, that's
I've been playing with Dad, winning the grand finals. They said, "What's your best moment?" I said, "That's it." To seeing that kid grow up and jump the fence, obviously in the mum's face, but seeing that kid grow up into an adult and just remember it for the rest of his life. That's pretty cool, huh?
That's awesome.
That's awesome, man.
It's like the first time you lost your virginity.
Just the first time?
I lost it 3 times, yeah.
well,
That first shot in the back of the throat.
And that's why our dads got taken away from us.
Hello, and that's why we're here. As
But man,
all gentlemen with no women.
honestly, mate, on that note, I guarantee they're not the only kids that call themselves Robbie O'Davis as kids.
Still today.
Today.
Man, 20 years later and fucking people are still, I'm Robbie O'Davis. It's nuts. It's fucking, I say it. Say it.
Well, don't. Except, I'd be more
I
impressed
wouldn't,
if you
but-
did than he did.
What, can't handle being this tall.
No, the hair, the beard, the looks, everything. You just forgot it all.
I'm the best looking big man
At
in
the
Hunter
moment,
Valley.
it's all gone wrong for you.
I'm the best looking big man in
We're
Hunter
going to
Valley,
Kmart. We're going to put you in Slazner shoes tomorrow. We're going to rock you and give you five phone charges so you can get all your shit together, mate.
I'm not
All
gonna.
for $2.50.
I'm not gonna take shit from some cunt wearing camo.
Well, look, I got one last question before we go. Robbie, mate. Well, two last questions today. Newcastle versus Roosters. Who's going to win?
Next question.
2020 premiers.
Next question.
Penrith.
Yeah.
Penrith.
Mate, Newcastle Knights are top 8 team,
Yep.
not top 4.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's wipe them off.
I agree.
And then, mate, kids. If you put a kid in a freaking grand final, it just shows Newcastle Knights. It just shows what's going to happen.
Now, considering
Heart,
it,
bro.
These
Heart.
Penrith boys get in the grand final, they're going to win.
considering it could win me $2,000, are the Eagles going to make the top 8?
No.
Fucking hell.
Who?
Eagles.
Oh, you
serious?
idiot. What's wrong with
Put
you? What's
20
wrong
bucks
with,
on
what's
it.
wrong with you?
$20 to win $2,000.
What's wrong
You
with
got
you?
to
Go
do
home,
that.
you idiot.
Yeah, it's
Anyway,
like
look-
having a naughty with your pants on. It's just not fucking right, is it?
What was that?
It's like having a naughty with your pants on. It's just not right. You're just not getting the result in the end, are you?
It's funny you mentioned pants. What kind of underwear do old people wear?
Rio?
Depends.
Fight him.
On that note, thank you very much. You are absolutely our rock star. Let's listen to some Newcastle rock stars. Dead Lions. Robbie O, thank you very fucking much.
Thanks, brother.
Peace out,
Take it
boys.
easy.
Can't wait to see you again.
It's the end of another summer. Now it's turns and turns in some tropical weather, but soon all the pretty girls be hiding those legs away. I got blisters on my feet from running the sunburned concrete street, and that's alright. It's been a good day. It ain't a party till we're falling all over the floor. Sing glory days and the punk rock songs of the night. Spent our days just getting high, stealing booze from our parents' supply. And times have changed and so have I, but we're still breathing, still alive. Just getting high, stealing booze from our parents' supply. Times have changed and so have I, but we're still breathing, still alive.